Ishita, I asked that also here because this is clear that this is a forged signature row that is taking place. The disciplinary action is also tied to the allegations that the expelled MLAs were involved in forging signatures to bypass the democratic process within the Kolkata Municipal Corporation and the State Assembly. It's a very serious charge, and Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata Banerjee need to come out and explain what was really happening.
Right, of course. In fact, let me tell our viewers what exactly this letter states that Republic has now accessed. It has been written by over 22 MLAs who have now complained to Speaker against the forging of their signatures. So the letter here clearly states that we bring to your notice that many of the signatures are in block letters and they are not the signatures of those persons, but only the names were mentioned therein in the constituency number and date. So their signatures were not in fact taken. Their consent was not taken as far as election for the leader for opposition is concerned. They also go on to mention calling for action in this case. We thus pray before your honour's kind notice to take suitable legal action by sending the resolution dated 6th May before the appropriate police authority for verification of signatures and to cause investigation. So they're clearly calling for a probe in this case and they're asking for necessary steps to be taken in accordance with the law. Now, this is a letter coming in from TMC leaders itself who are calling for an open rebellion against Abhishek Banerjee, who's out there trying to elect his own candidate as a leader for opposition by some false means.
All right, this is very serious that we are getting, and viewers, I'm just going to show you. These are the visuals coming in from Abhishek Banerjee's house. Clearly a faction of the TMC MLAs recently protested inside the assembly. They challenge how Abhishek Banerjee as the leader of opposition was chosen. There's discontent being reported. He's been in the news for several reasons nowadays, and one of them has also been how there are charges of Abhishek Banerjee has made the clear drama that he had done a few days ago, which clearly did not go down too well. It was then seen that he was attacked on his home turf, but it was alleged that this attack was linked to the ex-TMC MLA also. So lots of things that are happening. And of course, Mamata Banerjee tried to draw into this drama, but the big news that's coming in now, all this has led to an internal revolt. There's a faction of the TMC MLAs that are protesting also inside the assembly. Ishita has that exclusive letter with her. Ishita, I want to once again ask you, what sort of disciplinary action can be tied to the allegations that are made by these expelled MLAs? They say there were forging of signatures that was taking place.
Right, we'll of course have to see what the Speaker decides in this case. In fact, because this is now not just regarding the political action taken in this case, it is about the legal means. And you understand this more, that, forgery of signatures is a legal crime. So this is going to have repercussions for Abhishek Banerjee, because clearly, in fact, as I pointed out earlier also, the MLAs here say that we never gave any consent to Sri Shobham Dame Chattopadhyay being elected as a leader for opposition. So clearly their signatures were forged, and now 22 MLAs have come out complaining and writing a letter and asking for a legal action to be taken in this case against Abhishek Banerjee. How this candidate was, in fact, there was an attempt to elect this candidate as a leader for opposition by trying to falsely take the signatures of these MLAs. And they also go on to mention that there was no intimation on or agenda was provided to them for a meeting. They were called for a different meeting on meeting resolution book, but their signatures were taken for a different cause and then taken for the election of the leader of opposition. So basically all these MLAs were kept in dark by Abhishek Banerjee. They were asked for something else, but then their signatures were taken for the election of his candidate to become the leader of opposition. So now an open rebellion out in the case.
While I'm trying to get more people, I'm going to read out from this letter that has been sent to us. They say we never gave consent to anyone being elected as the leader of opposition. Moreover, there was no intimation or agenda that was provided for such meeting. We were only asked to put our respective signatures in the meeting resolution book. We also bring to your attention that many of the signatures are in block letters and they were not the signatures of these people, but only the names were mentioned, and therefore this clearly is a forgery. Thus it transpires that the resolution that has been dated 6th May is actually fabricated and it's manufactured. They're therefore asking the Speaker to suitably take legal action by sending the resolution dated 6th May pending the appropriate police authority for verification in the state. So Ishita, very, very clearly, the letter that you have in your hand, which I was reading out from, clearly shows that there is an intent, there is clear forgery taking place. It's a desperate TMC trying to stay and use whatever it can to ensure that Mamata Banerjee's blue-eyed is protected.
Right, of course, Rhythm, we can see how desperate TMC has become after suffering a major defeat in the elections. We're now looking at several attempts by the top leaders who are going in this drama mode, trying to stage that there have been attacks against them, while all this looks like a very much staged drama by the TMC leaders. We just saw what Kalyan Banerjee did yesterday. He just wrapped his hands around his head and then fell down. There was no stone that was hurled against him, but he claimed that it was an attack against him. And then we also saw how Abhishek Banerjee faced the anger of people on the streets of Kolkata. So now all this building up to what looks like a major split in the party is on the cards. And now, of course, this has comes out that 22 MLAs, in fact, have been they have been wronged by their own party leader, Abhishek Banerjee, who's second in command to Mamata Banerjee, in fact, and now he's taken their forged signatures for a different cause and then taken them to elect the leader of opposition. So on this, they've come out, they've complained, they're saying that some action has to be taken. And in fact, they're also saying that Shri Shobham Dev Chattopadhyay should not be granted the status of leader of opposition. So there's clear rebellion within the party now unfolding at the moment.
Exclusive, we're getting you. TMC MLAs have questioned Abhishek Banerjee. And what we're going to pick up now, we're also going to go across to a sound reaction that's coming in. Let's listen into what we have.
कंप्लेन जो टीएमसी का एमएलए ने किया है, ऋतव्रत बंदोपाध्याय और संदीपन साहा, इसमें कोई हमारी रोल नहीं है। लेकिन हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन में प्राइमरी जो मिला है बहुत खतरनाक, चिंता का बात है। एक रजिस्टर्ड पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो 15 साल सरकार चलाया, उन्होंने अपने खुद एमएलए का सिग्नेचर फॉल्स करके भेज रहा है असेंबली के अंदर। जो हमारी मंदिर है, गणतंत्र का मंदिर है, वहां भेज रहा है। ये बहुत बंगाल के लिए बहुत चिंता का बात है। जो कंप्लेन जो टीएमसी का एमएलए ने किया है, ऋतव्रत बंदोपाध्याय और संदीपन साहा, इसमें कोई हमारी रोल नहीं है। लेकिन हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन में प्राइमरी जो मिला है बहुत खतरनाक, चिंता का बात है। एक रजिस्टर्ड पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो 15 साल सरकार चलाया, उन्होंने अपने खुद एमएलए का सिग्नेचर फॉल्स करके भेज रहा है असेंबली के अंदर। जो हमारी मंदिर है, गणतंत्र का मंदिर है, वहां भेज रहा है। ये बहुत बंगाल के लिए बहुत चिंता का बात है। जो कंप्लेन जो टीएमसी का एमएलए ने किया है, ऋतव्रत बंदोपाध्याय और संदीपन साहा, इसमें कोई हमारी रोल नहीं है। लेकिन हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन में प्राइमरी जो मिला है बहुत खतरनाक, चिंता का बात है। एक रजिस्टर्ड पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो 15 साल सरकार चलाया, उन्होंने अपने खुद एमएलए का सिग्नेचर फॉल्स करके भेज रहा है असेंबली के अंदर। जो हमारी मंदिर है, गणतंत्र का मंदिर है, वहां भेज रहा है। ये बहुत बंगाल के लिए बहुत चिंता का बात है।
All right, let me go across to the big news coming in. This is a clear forged signature row. The disciplinary action seems to be tied to these expelled MLAs who are saying we were involved in forging signatures. Let me go across to our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, this is very serious charges. It seems Mamata Banerjee's blue-eyed boy always tries to play having the best post even when not in power. But forgery inside the assembly is a very serious charge, Abhishek.
Well, yes, it seems like the Trinamool Congress is, just breaking from inside, Rhythm, and it's becoming a free-for-all with Abhishek Banerjee and the likes of Kalyan Banerjee competing with Abhishek Banerjee for attention and attention-seeking. And now this really blows up in the face of Mamata Banerjee that somebody has forged a letter with two of its members, the signatures of two of its members, who in turn petition the speaker and say that they have never signed this letter which was submitted in their name and with their signatures, and that a probe should be ordered. And if you heard and the viewers heard Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari speaking in that soundbite, he said what's coming out is mind-blowing stuff, which shows that there is somebody else perhaps in charge of Trinamool and not Mamata Banerjee. And also we saw, for example, yesterday, the Trinamool legislators were called at Mamata Banerjee's residence for a meeting to strategize for the next course of action. And not even 20 came, and for the lack of quorum, the meeting could not take place, which means nobody is listening to Mamata Banerjee, least of all Abhishek Banerjee. And this row over forgery of signatures of two of its MLAs, and the fact that they have been suspended forthwith and sacked from the party clearly shows, Rhythm, that there is absolute mayhem going on. Mamata Banerjee is failing to keep the flock together. And as I said, it's absolute free-for-all happening inside the Trinamool Congress after they lost power, and challenges and internecine conflict really coming out in the open now between various members. And Mamata Banerjee clearly not able to hold on to her own and her leadership as the present crisis shows.
Absolutely. And this is the big story, Abhishek. Lots of reasons, because we're also going to go across to Kishlay to get a sense of what's happening. Kishlay, TMC is expelling certain MLAs. Now it's being stated because they've been expelled, they're the architects of anti-party activities. What is the real story?
Well, Rhythm, I have this paper with me. This is exclusive. I'll also request the PCR to put an exclusive mark on it. These are the forged signatures of the TMC MLAs. And this has been done by Bhaipo gang, Abhishek Banerjee's gang. We can see the names here: Shubhashish Das, Baharul Islam, Noyana Bandobadhyay, and the two MLAs who have been expelled now, Ritobroto Banerjee, Shondipon Shahad. See, this is here, it's very clearly mentioned. This is a meeting resolution. This is exclusive document with me. This is the meeting resolution of the TMC. So this document has come to us from TMC sources as well. And this is the exclusive document. These are the forged signatures of Bhaipo gang. I mean, Bhaipo gang, they committed this offense of forging the signatures of these MLAs. So these MLAs did not sign this paper. This paper was signed by Bhaipo and his gang, Abhishek Banerjee and his gang. Especially, we see Ritobroto Banerjee and Shondipon Shahad, their names here, Ulubedia and Entali. They have complained. I have the complaint paper with me as well. I'll show this complaint paper. This is the complaint paper exclusive to the Honorable Speaker, West Bengal Assembly. And this is the complaint that we have never gave any consent to Sri Shobhandev Chattopadhyay being elected as the leader of the opposition. Moreover, no intimation of agenda was provided for such meeting. So this meeting, they did not even sign this. So they pray for investigation and take suitable legal action by sending the resolution dated before the appropriate police authority. And here is their signature, Shondipon Shaha and Ritobroto Banerjee. Shondipon Shaha and Ritobroto Banerjee. This is their complaint paper. This is the complaint they have submitted to the speaker. And now in turn, this is the forged document, exclusive forged document that is with Abhishek, that was forged by Abhishek Banerjee, Ritobroto Banerjee and Shondipon Shah. We see the signs do not match. I'll request the PCR to look into this, to zoom into this, and my video journalist as well. This is their original signature, Shondipon Shah and Ritobroto Banerjee. This document, this is the complaint document. This has their original signature. This is their original signature, Shondipon Shah, Ritobroto Banerjee. And now, I'll show you the forged signature. This is the forged signature, Ritobroto Banerjee, Shondipon Shah. If we compare this, the signatures, I'll just take a moment. The signatures are very different. If you see this rhythm, this is Shondipon Shah and Ritobroto Banerjee in the original document. And in left-hand side is the forged document. So if we compare these two signatures, they are completely different. This is, I am exposing Bhaipo's forgery on live television. Republic is exposing forgery on live television. This is the minute resolution book. Ritobroto Banerjee and Shondipon Saha, their signature. This is the forged document, and this is their original signature in the right hand side I have. This is their original signature in the complaint paper, Shondipon Saha and Ritobroto Banerjee. So this is live exposing of forgery by Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee and gang. So Rhythm, this is what is with me right now. This is the reason why the TMC is breaking up. Bhaipo and his gang has again resorted to corruption and forgery even after getting defeated in the election. And in this document, it's very clear, after this forgery, now TMC is breaking up. Because these two MLAs, Shondipon Saha and Ritobroto, has submitted this complaint paper, they have been now expelled by the TMC. So they have been expelled because they exposed forgery. And after exposing forgery, they have been expelled. And after getting expelled, now we are hearing there are about 30 MLAs right now in support of Ritobroto and Shondipon who are against Bhaipo and his gang, who are against Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee, Gunda Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee and his gang. So TMC is breaking up into two halves, and the reason is right here with me, and I have exposed Bhaipo on live television. Republic exclusive.
Absolutely. Kishla, I want you to stay with us and just read out what is written in that particular letter that has been accessed by you. We're going to show it to our viewers.
Okay, so this is the complaint letter. I'll read it. I'll read the important portions. This is the complaint letter by Shondipon Saha and Ritobroto Banerjee to former TMC MLAs. They write to the speaker saying, to the Honorable Speaker, West Bengal Legislative Assembly. What are they writing? The main important portion is highlighted by me here. It's written, on careful perusal of the resolution dated 6/5/2026, we find that our signatures are appearing on serial 60 and 61 respectively. I'll show you here. Serial number 60, Ritobroto Banerjee, and 61, Shondipon Saha. This is their forged signature. This is the forged document, forged meeting resolution book. And 60 and 61 is their forged signature.
Yes. Kishla, we also have a reaction of Sandeepan Shah that's coming in. I come back to you with that exclusive.
सदस्यों का सिट बना है जिसको डीआईजी जो है वो खुद देख रहे हैं।
अब देखिए एलओपी का जो सिग्नेचर था वो सिग्नेचर में कुछ ऐसा देखा गया है कि किसी विधायक का सिग्नेचर है जो उस दिन वहां पे मौजूद थे ही नहीं। तो इसकी जरूरत क्या थी? या तो आप सबको बुलाते और ये कम्युनिकेट करते कि नहीं सबका आना जरूरी है। अगर कोई नहीं आ रहा है तो अपना रीजन बताते नहीं आ रहा है। तब भी जितने 80 विधायक में जितने विधायकों की सिग्नेचर चाहिए, जो लोग आए उन्हीं का सिग्नेचर लेके जमा दे दिया जाता। तो जो नहीं थे उनके नाम पे सिग्नेचर करके जमा देना, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं तो मतलब बहुत बड़ा ब्लंडर है।
और इस ब्लंडर में पहला नाम अभिषेक बनर्जी का ही आ रहा है।
अभिषेक बनर्जी का इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि वो जनरल सेक्रेटरी के तौर पे जो एमएलए लोग ने जो साइन किया है उस पे वो उसके ऊपर वो साइन करके कि यही हम लोग का रेजोल्यूशन है, आप सबमिट कर देते हो विधानसभा में। अब वो लिस्ट जो है वो लिस्ट में ही इतनी सारी गलतियां हैं, जो एमएलएस नहीं है उनके सिग्नेचर किया हुआ है और उसको एंडोर्स कर रहे हैं अभिषेक बनर्जी। तो क्वेश्चन तो उन पे आएगा ही, क्योंकि जिम्मेदारी तो उनकी होनी चाहिए थी, जो जिम्मेदारी वो निभाने में चूक गए।
अभी तक देखा गया जो अभिषेक पर अटैक हुआ, कल्याण पे अटैक हुआ, क्या ये भी एक रीजन है कि नेताओं को ये समझ में आ रहा है कि अगर हम पब्लिक के बीच में जाएंगे तो इस तरह के अटैक का सामना करना पड़ेगा?
अब देखिए अटैक क्यों हुआ ये तो वही बोल पाएंगे। डायमंड हार्बर मॉडल चलता था, साउथ कोलकाता में जहां भी आप देखते थे सभी तो अभिषेक बनर्जी का ही समर्थक दिखता था। तो अब अचानक वो समर्थक और समर्थक क्यों नहीं रहे, इसका जवाब मुझे लगता है सबसे अच्छा अभिषेक बनर्जी ही दे पाएंगे।
बाकी लीडर्स का इलाकों में जाना या पार्टी से दूरी बनाए रखना, इसका क्या रीजन ये है कि पब्लिक नाराज है तो खुद भी साइड में रहो?
देखिए पब्लिक तो नाराज है, ये साफ दिख रहा है। नाराज बहुत सारे कारणों से है और इसमें क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारे लीडर्स जो पब्लिक नाराज हो ऐसा काम नहीं किए हैं, वो भी इस पे पिस जा रहे हैं। तो जो अपना आत्मसम्मान है जिनका, जो पब्लिक के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, तो अभी हो सकता है वो लोग थोड़ा सा भी दूरी बना के रख रहे हैं, परिस्थिति थोड़ा नॉर्मल होने के लिए वेट कर रहे होंगे, क्योंकि इसको छोड़ के तो और कोई चारा नहीं है। जिस तरीके के घटनाएं बाहर आ रही है पंचायत स्तर में, म्यूनिसिपैलिटी के स्तर पे, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग सबको शर्म में डाल दे रहा है। हम लोग सबको यही लग रहा है कि भाई क्या चल क्या रहा था, तो जब तक बाहर नहीं आता आप जान नहीं पाओगे। अब जानकारी हो रही है तो खराब लगना तो बहुत नेचुरल है।
Kishle, we were reading out and we were seeing what TMC MLA Sandeepan Saha has said on this. Several signatures, in fact, this letter says their names are written in broad capitals, which means it was not even signed by them, Kishle. It's shocking.
Exactly, Rhythm. I'll show you something. This is the first page of the resolution that was submitted by Abhishek Banerjee. See, I'll show you. Abhishek Banerjee, National General Secretary, All India Trinamool Congress. This is the first page. Submission of resolution book and attendance of members. So this is written here clearly. Please find enclosed herewith the meeting resolution book along with the attendance sheet. So it must have the attendance sheet. The attendance sheet means that these MLAs were attending. If they are not attending, then it's a lie. Then it's a forgery. So it says it's the attendance sheet containing the signatures. Now read this. Signatures of the members present pertaining to the meeting of the elected members of the 18th West Bengal Legislative Assembly. And then leader of opposition has been chosen, Shri Shobhandev Chattopadhyay, deputy leaders Ashima Patra, Noyana Bandyopadhyay, chief whip Firad Hakim. The above resolution was unanimously approved and adopted, and elected members present and attending the meeting. Kindly take the same on record. Who are these people who are present and attending the meeting? This is the first page. I am going to the second page of this resolution. Meeting resolution book. We see capital letters, serial number 41, Shubhashish Das. We see 44, Mohammad Baharul Islam. We see serial 45, Noyana Bandyopadhyay. We see serial number 60, Ritobroto Banerjee. We see serial number 61, Shondipan Shaha. Many other names, including Kunal Kumar Ghosh here, Arup Roy here, are in capital letters, Taposh Mondol. So this is the second page of the resolution submitted, along with the signature of Abhishek Banerjee, as I was showing a while back. Now these are forged signatures, according to this complaint, by these two MLAs, Shondipan Shaha and Ritobroto Banerjee. They are writing to the speaker now. Honorable Speaker, West Bengal Legislative Assembly, on careful perusal of the resolution dated 6/5/2026 that I was showing earlier, we find our signatures, which means Ritobroto's and Shondipan's signatures, are appearing on serial 60 and 61 respectively. I was showing the same. But the fact is that we were only asked to put our respective signatures on the meeting resolution book on 19/5/2026. So they were not even present on 6/5/2026. I'll show you the date again. This is the meeting resolution book, and this is from 6/5/2026, where on serial number 60 and 61, Ritobroto Banerjee and Shondipan Shaha's signatures appear, which is forged according to this complaint by these MLAs. And we also bring to your notice that our signatures are in block letters, and they were not the signatures of the persons, but only the names were mentioned with constituency name, number and date. So they are requesting for investigation into this matter. After this letter was written, after this complaint was submitted to the Speaker of the West Bengal Legislative Assembly, he forwarded the same to the CID, and CID started investigating the matter, after which Shondipan Shaha and Ritobroto Banerjee were expelled today from the TMC because what did they do? They only exposed forgery attempt by Bhaipo and Bhaipo gang, signature forgery by Bhaipo and Bhaipo gang, and this is now exposed on live TV in Republic Television Network. We are also exposing this on Republic Bangla and Republic Bharat. So this is the document with the forged signatures, and Ritobroto and Shondipan has been now expelled. But the update of the matter is, after being expelled, Ritobroto and Shondipan They are, according to sources, having a meeting, having a closed door meeting with 25 to 30 TMC MLAs who are now against Bhaipo gang and their attempt of forgery. So among 80 MLAs, about 30 are in support of Ritobroto and Shondipon after this forgery attempt, and signatures were forged by Bhaipo and Bhaipo gang, which has been exposed by Ritobroto and his colleague Shondipon, both MLAs elected from the TMC, now expelled, after which now there are factions within the TMC, two major factions, one faction which supports Bhaipo and Bhaipo gang, which is a minority faction, but the majority faction is, according to sources, with Ritobroto and Ritobroto's colleague Shondipon. So Ritobroto Banerjee and Shondipon Shaha now enjoying support of the majority of the TMC MLAs in the assembly. So now we see a clear faction, clear division, two division of the TMC. TMC is going to break up now, is what we are hearing from within TMC sources. And these are the documents, exclusive documents accessed by Republic Network, Republic TV, which shows how these signatures were forged.
Absolutely, that's the big update. Republic Bangla getting us that inside scoop as it could be TMC breakup after the drubbing in the elections. And of course, we just saw the reality check that Bhaipo also got on the streets, and now after the legal heat, their party is also in danger. Thank you so much, Kushalai, for joining us with details and exclusive inputs on that story. We continue to track it very, very close, but right now time to shift our focus to the breaking news coming in on the Sai murder case in the national capital. The victim, the teenager Sai, in the Amar Colony shooting case, passed away after he was in intensive care for the last 2 days, fighting the bullet injuries. Now, what sources are telling us that the main accused in this case is a 16-year-old who has been arrested by the Delhi Police Crime Branch. And we also are getting to know that the name of the accused was not being even mentioned in the initial FIR that was filed by the police. So the big questions, of course, will be raised that, first of all, in Delhi, in South Delhi, in such prominent areas, that the public spaces are not even safe, that that a teenager is shot at in broad daylight. We have reactions coming in from the family also. Take a listen in.
We also have with us the mother of the victim who is joining us on this broadcast. तो मैडम क्या बोला है डॉक्टर्स ने?
डॉक्टर्स ने बोला है कि जब तक उसका माइंड नहीं चलेगा तब तक वो कुछ भी नहीं कर पाएगा और वो कंडीशन ठीक नहीं है उसकी. मुझे मेरा बेटा चाहिए, जैसे भी था वैसे ही चाहिए. और दूसरी बात, जिसने ये सब किया है उसके माँ बाप को सारा शय जाता है. उन्होंने उसको ऐसे किया है क्योंकि ऐसे कोई बच्चा बंदूक नहीं उठाता जब तक उसके माँ बाप न चाहे, सपोर्ट नहीं करते. हमें इतना पता है कि हमारे बेटे के साथ बहुत नाइंसाफ़ी हुई है और उसका उनको फल भरना पड़ेगा. और मुझे मेरा बेटा चाहिए क्योंकि उसकी हालत बहुत गंभीर है. उसके माँ बाप को उठवाओ, उसको फांसी की सजा दिलवाओ, बंदूक से उड़वाओ, मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Some cognizance. All right. So this was the interaction on Republic TV before he passed away, and just this afternoon we got the unfortunate news. Now, viewers, the question is that the 16-year-old key accused has been arrested. He ran away with some other with other boys as well, and what is of course questionable is that, first of all, why this accused's name was not mentioned at first in the FIR. Now, what we are learning is that he belongs to maybe a background that is somewhere has an influence, local influence, that he was not mentioned. His name was not. Okay, we have now Annamalai's reaction. I think there is a sequence coming in where he has left for Delhi from Chennai. Just take a listen into this sequence on Republic TV's camera.
முறையா பேசுறேன். ஆனா இந்த மாதிரி பேச நல்லா இருக்காது. எல்லாத்தையும் முறையா பேசுறேன். ஆனா கீழே விழுந்து ஒரு கொடுங்க. எல்லா அமைப்பு அண்ணே உட்கார்ந்து ஒரு நிமிஷம் அண்ணே உட்கார்ந்து பொறுமையா 2 நாள் எல்லாம் பேசுவாங்க புது கட்சி அண்ணே எல்லா கேள்வி தலைவர் ஒரு நிமிஷம் எல்லா கேள்விகளுக்கும் பதில் சொல்றேன் உட்கார்ந்து பேசுவாங்க 2 நாள் சந்திக்க போறோம் எல்லாத்துக்கும் பதில் சொல்றேன் நல்லா பேசுறேன் 2 நாள்ல பேசுறேன்னு சொல்றேன் தேங்க் யூ நீங்க வழிவிட்டு ஃளைட் பிடிப்பேன் பேசுறேன் எந்த கேள்விக்கும் மறுப்பு தெரிவிக்கிறேன் நீங்க 2 நாள் எதிர்பார்க்கலாம் 2 நாள் நான் பேசுறேன் அண்ணா ப்ளீஸ் பண்றீங்க எல்லாத்தையும் நன்றி நான் பேசுறேன் நான் முறையா பேசுறேன் ஆனா இந்த மாதிரி பேச நல்லா இருக்காது எல்லாத்தையும் முறையா பேசுறேன் ஆனா கீழே ஒரு அண்ணே உட்கார்ந்து ஒரு நிமிஷம் அண்ணே உட்கார்ந்து பொறுமையா 2 நாள் எல்லாம் பேசுவாங்க புது கட்சி அண்ணா எல்லா கேள்வி தலைவர் ஒரு நிமிஷம் எல்லா கேள்விகளுக்கும் பதில் சொல்றேன் உட்கார்ந்து பேசுவாங்க 2 நாள் சந்திக்க போறோம் எல்லாத்துக்கும் பதில் சொல்றேன் நல்லா பேசுறேன் 2 நாள்ல பேசுறேன்னு சொல்றேன் தேங்க் யூ நீங்க வழிவிட்டு ஃளைட் பிடிப்பேன் பேசுறேன் எந்த கேள்விக்கும் மறுப்பு தெரிவிக்கிறேன் நீங்க 2 நாள் எதிர்பார்க்கலாம் 2 நாள் நான் பேசுறேன் அண்ணா ப்ளீஸ் பண்றீங்க
MLAs says wait for 2 days. All conversations will be done in front of the media. Please wait for 2 days until I explain what is exactly happening.
அண்ணே உட்கார்ந்து ஒரு நிமிஷம் அண்ணே எல்லாத்தையும் நன்றி நான் பேசுறேன் நான் முறையா
He says please wait. All of you please wait. We will wait for 2 days. Answering to the question whether he's quitting the BJP, he says please wait, everything will happen in the next 2 days. I'll explain, I'll sit and talk to each and every one of you in the next 2 days.
Okay, Sharda is with us translating that soundbite. Sharda, so is it confirmed that Annamalai is leaving for Delhi? And what we understand is that she's, of course, talking about some time that will be taken to discuss.
Well, Rakshita, as we broke before, Annamalai is leaving to Delhi. He is meeting Nitin Nabin tomorrow in Delhi to make his final decision. On questions asked to him whether he is resigning from the party, Annamalai says, please wait, every decision will be made in the next 2 days. He says he will meet the media after 2 days and explain them what exactly is happening and what his decisions are. So as of now, he is not confirmed whether he is resigning from the party. He is just telling the media that please wait until a decision is made. And he says he will meet the media in 2 days' time, Rakshita.
Absolutely. That's a big update. Republic TV getting it first. Right now, that first reaction ever since that news broke, the inside scoop on Republic TV viewers, that K. Annamalai is leaving for Delhi from Chennai right now. And, the fact that you've mentioned earlier also, Sharda, that he will be meeting Nitin Nabin as well. Now, this is, of course, another sign that reinforces that big update, that inside scoop is not just a scoop anymore. Now, it's not just a speculation anymore. It is a fact that something is indeed in the works. Annamalai might not be openly saying it, but it is going to be a new political movement that will be now set up. And henceforth, he is leaving for Delhi.
You're true, Rakshita. It's openly not saying that something is happening, but saying that he'll meet everybody in 2 days and explain what is happening on the question whether he is resigning shows an indication that there is something going on and that he'll quietly shift from the BJP to his political movement under that he's already been conducting via the leaders. So under that, his political movement will be starting very soon. And he is likely to make that announcement in the next 2 days' time. And he will do that only after he officially resigns from the BJP party. So after meeting the national president, he will quit from the BJP party and also announce what the political movement is. But yet, whether there's a political party or not is still something that he is not confirmed. So that might be out only after a few months, at least 6 months to say. That is after he meets Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah and makes his final decision whether it's going to be a political movement all in all, whether
Shraddha,
it's his
very
own
quick
political
answer from
party.
you, in your understanding, where does this leave the BJP in Tamil Nadu if at all Annamalai really leaves? Because he was the upcoming leader. He was, of course, given a chance as well, but he could have been given more chances, is what the experts say. So where does this leave the BJP in Tamil Nadu?
Very simple is that BJP might soon face its end in the state of Tamil Nadu, because we saw as soon as he was removed from the presidentship, from 11%, BJP secured only 3% of the vote percentage. Apart from the constituencies that they had, it was a sure shot failure for the BJP in this particular elections, but it still shows that the BJP's current leadership is not very strong, and even losing Annamalai now will put a big question on BJP's status in the state of Tamil Nadu. Whether BJP as a party can even continue in the state of Tamil Nadu will be a question. Whether they can contest in the next election with the same India Alliance is still a very big question mark, because the India Alliance itself is breaking, the AIDMK is breaking, so now it gives BJP no hope in the state of Tamil Nadu, Rakshita.
All right, thanks Radha joining us with the details on that story, viewers. So really, what's in store, viewers, as Annamalai is preparing for a political breakaway from the BJP? Fresh speculations have erupted. Sources have indicated. You just heard him saying, Annamalai saying that wait for 2 days, there might be something in the offing. So viewers, and now of course we have a political movement that is being talked about under Annamalai's non-profit platform, We the Leaders. The new party is being positioned as a direct opposition to Vijay's TVK. That's the ruling party today in Tamil Nadu. And while he dismissed the buzz earlier as rumors, support posters surfaced in Coimbatore, where it all started from. And sources now also say that Annamalai could be now discussing the same about his exit and launching a new political movement with the Prime Minister and Home Minister as well before he takes the final call. So here's a report.
The buzz around K. Annamalai quitting BJP is growing louder. Sources say the former Tamil Nadu BJP chief is preparing to launch a new political movement under his non-profit organization, We the Leaders. The proposed platform is expected to bring together like-minded volunteers and groom future political leaders across the state. Even before any official announcement, support posters backing Annamalai have appeared in Coimbatore, fueling speculation that the former IPS officer could be preparing for a major political move. Sources indicate Annamalai has already begun reaching out to BJP cadres while quietly laying the groundwork for a larger political organization. However, party insiders say he is unlikely to take any final decision before meeting the BJP's top leadership in Delhi. Sources suggest Annamalai may seek time with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah in the coming days. A meeting with BJP National President Nitin Nabin is also expected before any public announcement is made.
I don't know if he quits BJP, whether he will oppose DMK or not, I don't know. See, as a BJP man, he will oppose DMK. But as a new party, if he has started a new party, I don't know what the policy of that party is. Then let's wait and see. I don't think so, because our leader himself has stated that we are opposed to BJP only. Even before this election, assembly election, he had categorically stated that it is a fight between DMK and the party in power in center. So then how will we join together? So I don't think there is any scope for that.
Annamalai's rise transformed the BJP's fortunes in Tamil Nadu during the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Under his leadership, the BJP's vote share jumped into double digits despite contesting without the AIADMK. But political equations changed ahead of the 2026 assembly polls. Annamalai publicly opposed returning to an alliance with the AIADMK, while the BJP leadership chose a different path. Differences also surfaced over the language policy debate. In April, Annamalai publicly suggested delaying implementation of the three-language framework for CBSE students, arguing that an immediate rollout could place additional pressure on children. Sources say Annamalai's immediate plan is to launch a political movement first, with the possibility of converting it into a full-fledged political party at a later stage. Insiders claim his political focus is increasingly centered on countering Vijay's growing influence and the rise of TVK in Tamil Nadu. For now, the question remains unanswered: is this merely a social movement, or the first step towards a new political party? The answers may emerge after Arnab Malai's expected Delhi meetings and a possible announcement in the coming days.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news, viewers. But we continue to get you more updates on the inside scoop in Tamil Nadu, as it is being speculated now. Is it going to be Arnab Malai versus the Thalapathy, that is TVK chief and the chief minister of Tamil Nadu, C. Joseph Vijay, as Arnab Malai's new political movement could be set up soon.
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate.
This is a breaking news update coming in. In all likelihood, Arnab Malai will be, by the end of this week, moving out of the BJP. That's the timeline set. So things are moving extremely fast in the state of Tamil Nadu.
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false?
Welcome back, viewers. Now, Admiral Krishna Swaminathan, PVSM, AVSM and VSM, officially assumed charge as the 27th Chief of the Naval Staff of the Indian Navy. He succeeds Admiral Dinesh Kanchrapara, who superannuated after a highly distinguished 41-year naval career, famously leading the force during the critical security operation like Operation Sindoor. Now, bringing nearly 4 decades of expertise in communication and electronic warfare, Admiral Swaminathan has previously commanded 5 frontline warships, including the aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya, and served as the Vice Chief of the Naval Staff and Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Western Naval Command.
I assume command today as the 27th Chief of the Naval Staff with a deep sense of humility, responsibility, pride and gratitude. Being selected by the top leadership of the country for this job has been the highest honor and privilege of my life, and I'm extremely grateful to have this opportunity to serve the Indian Navy and the nation in this capacity. morning, my friends from the media. I assume command today as the 27th Chief of the Naval Staff with a deep sense of humility, responsibility, pride and gratitude. Being selected by the top leadership of the country for this job has been the highest honor and privilege of my life, and I'm extremely grateful to have this opportunity to serve the Indian Navy and the nation in this capacity. As all of you know, the Indian Navy stands vigilant to protect national interests wherever they are and is very actively deployed in a regional security environment that continues to remain challenging, complex, unpredictable and uncertain. It shall be my highest priority.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her.
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Republic gets big political scoop. TMC on the verge of breakup after AAP. 22 TMC MLAs likely to break away. We access a letter with signatures. The letter shows TMC faction questioning Abhishek Banerjee faction. Another Republic political scoop, this one from Tamil Nadu. Annamalai likely to announce a new party breaking away from the BJP by the end of this week. All right, let's begin with what's happening in Kolkata. Republic Bangla exclusive. The Trinamool Congress of Mamata Banerjee seems to be on the verge of breaking up after the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Republic Bangla exclusive. The Trinamool leaders are in a turf war with two factions competing. Abhishek Banerjee faction or the Bhaipo faction, and then those who are opposed to him. 22 MLAs likely to break away is the Republic Bangla exclusive reporting from Kolkata, and there seems to be open rebellion shaping up within the ranks of Trinamool with the MLAs. Okay, in fact, there is already a reaction to what is happening. We will explain those letters and the competing letters and the sacking of two of the legislators by the Mamata Banerjee led faction. Ritabrato Banerjee and Sandeepan Saha have been sacked, but and the Trinamool says that this is being done at the behest of BJP, to which Chief Minister Suvendu Adhikari responded. Let's listen to him.
जो कंप्लेन है, कंप्लेन दो टीएमसी का एमएलए ने किया है, ऋतव्रत बंदोपाध्याय और संदीपन साहा. इसमें कोई हमारी रोल नहीं है, लेकिन हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन में प्राइमरी जो मिला है बहुत खतरनाक, चिंता का बात है. एक रजिस्टर्ड पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो 15 साल सरकार चलाया, उन्होंने अपने खुद एमएलए का सिग्नेचर फॉल्स करके भेज रहा है असेंबली के अंदर. जो हमारी मंदिर है, गणतंत्र का मंदिर है, वहां भेज रहा है. ये बहुत बंगाल के लिए बहुत चिंता का बात है.
All right, Kishala joins us live from our Kolkata newsroom. Kishala, please break this up for us. What's really happening in Trinamool? Is it Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress? Is it Abhishek Banerjee's Trinamool Congress? Is it Ritabrata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress? Who's up against whom? And what's the latest status insofar as this rebellion is concerned?
Abhishek, I'll explain in brief about what exactly happened and how it transpired. This is the letter, resolution letter, written by Abhishek Banerjee to the Speaker of the Assembly. He writes, to the Honorable Speaker, West Bengal Legislative Assembly, please find the enclosed herewith the meeting resolution book along with the attendance sheet. This is about what? We wish to place on record that the members present at the said meeting unanimously adopted the following resolution. Leader of Opposition, Shri Shobhandev Chattopadhyay. Deputy Leaders, Ashima Patra, Noyana Bandyopadhyay, Chief Whip, Firad Hakim. The above resolution was unanimously approved and adopted by the elected members present and attending. This is what, who writes this? Abhishek Banerjee, National General Secretary, All India Trinamool Congress. This is his own signature. Along with this, he sends this to the Speaker. Along with the second page I'll show you now. This is the list of signatories that Abhishek Banerjee sends to the Speaker, saying that all these TMC MLAs have signed their consent for the newly elected leader of opposition. We see on 60 and 61 the names of Ritobroto Banerjee, we see his constituency Ulibadia Purbo, and we see on 61 Sandeepan Saha, Entally. Dates are given here 6/5/2026. Now what happens is, these two MLAs of the TMC, I'll show you now, writes a letter to the Speaker again, to the Honorable Speaker, West Bengal Legislative Assembly. They write, we never gave any consent to Sri Shobhandev Chattopadhyay being elected as the leader of opposition. We also bring to your honor's kind notice that many of the signatures are in block letters and they were not the signatures of the persons, of those persons, but only the names were mentioned. And he also writes, they also write, thus it transpires to us that the resolution date 6/5/2026 with the letters is a manufactured and fabricated document. We thus pray before you to initiate an inquiry and appropriate police authority should take up the matter. Sandeepan Saha and Ritobroto Banerjee. So Abhishek, this is the matter where forged signatures were written or given by Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee. His own party's MLA's signatures were forged by him. And when this matter was exposed by Ritobroto and Sandeepan, they are expelled from the party now. And when they are expelled from the party, we are learning about 30 TMC MLAs are in support of Ritobroto and Sandeepan, and about 22 of them are having a closed door meeting with Ritobroto Banerjee. So 80 MLAs TMC had, Bhaipo's TMC, Mamata Banerjee and Bhaipo's TMC. Now among those 80 MLAs, 22 are already present with Ritobroto according to TMC sources, and 30 are giving consent or support to him. So TMC is breaking up into two halves, and the faction is very clear in the assembly, and these are the forged documents in my hand. I expose Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee. Republic exposes him on live television how he has forged the signatures of his own party MLAs, and now they have come into rebellion against the party and Bhaipo, and they are probably now forming a new TMC or a new party, or what are they exactly doing is a thing that we will see in near future, or very maybe in a few hours from now. But they are not with the Bhaipo's TMC right now. They are in a rebellion, and TMC is breaking up, shattering down.
But what's the official position of Trinamool to this letter written by Ritobroto and Sandeepan? Kishala, if you can tell us and the viewers, is the Trinamool contesting their claim, or is it silent, which means they are accepting that those letters were forged, those signatures were forged?
Till now, what we have heard from the TMC, they have only said that these two MLAs are being expelled for anti-party activities. So Ritobroto and Sandeepan, I'll show you again once, Abhishek. These are their original real signatures. Sandeepan Saha, this is his signature. Ritobroto Banerjee, this is his signature. We can see this is a cursive signature, and this is like what a signature should be. I'll show you now the forged signature done by Bhaipo Abhishek Banerjee. Ritobroto Banerjee in block letters, Sandeepan Saha in block letters. Okay. This is not really their signature. This is completely different. So right now TMC is saying that they are expelled due to anti-party activities. This is what the stand right now. I don't think anything else is cleared up by the party as of yet.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. Kishala, in fact, Sandeepan Saha spoke to the media just a while back following up on this letter that they have written to the speaker. He and Ritobroto. Let's listen to Sandeepan Saha.
में जितने विधायकों की सिग्नेचर चाहिए, जो लोग आए उन्हीं का सिग्नेचर लेके जमा दे दिया जाता, तो जो नहीं थे उनके नाम पे सिग्नेचर करके जमा देना, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं तो मतलब बहुत बड़ा ब्लंडर है। अभिषेक बनर्जी का इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि वो जनरल सेक्रेटरी के तौर पे जो एमएलए लोग ने जो साइन किया है उस पे वो उसके ऊपर वो साइन करके कि यही हम लोग का रेजोल्यूशन है, आप सबमिट कर देते हो विधानसभा में। अब वो लिस्ट जो है, वो लिस्ट में ही इतनी सारी गलतियां हैं, जो एमएलएस नहीं है उनके सिग्नेचर किया हुआ है और उसको एंडोर्स कर रहे हैं अभिषेक बनर्जी, तो क्वेश्चन तो उन पे आएगा ही, क्योंकि जिम्मेदारी तो उनकी होनी चाहिए थी, जो जिम्मेदारी वो निभाने में चूक गए। अब देखिए अटैक क्यों हुआ ये तो वही बोल पाएंगे। डायमंड हार्बर मॉडल चलता था, साउथ कोलकाता में जहां भी आप देखते थे सभी तो अभिषेक बनर्जी का ही समर्थक दिखता था, तो अब अचानक वो समर्थक और समर्थक क्यों नहीं रहे, इसका जवाब मुझे लगता है सबसे अच्छा अभिषेक बैनर्जी ही दे पाएंगे। देखिए, पब्लिक तो नाराज है, ये साफ दिख रहा है। नाराज बहुत सारे कारण से है, और इसमें क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारे लीडर्स जो पब्लिक नाराज हो ऐसा काम नहीं किए हैं, वो भी इस पे पिस जा रहे हैं। तो जो अपना आत्मसम्मान है, जिनका जो पब्लिक के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, तो अभी हो सकता है वो लोग थोड़ा सा भी दूरी बना के रख रहे हैं, परिस्थिति थोड़ा नॉर्मल होने के लिए वेट कर रहे होंगे, क्योंकि इसको छोड़ के तो कोई चारा नहीं है।
I mean, Kishore, if you hear Sandeepan Saha, it leaves no doubt in your mind that this is clearly a rebellion against BIPOC. This is clearly these MLAs revolting against Abhishek Banerjee. Which means that Mamata Banerjee will have to take a call whether she wants to still stand by her nephew or save the party.
Well, Abhishek, I don't think there is really a way to save Trinamool Congress right now, because we have seen councillors, MLAs, MPs resigning in mass. Also, the party workers who were working on ground are nowhere visible. I am speaking from West Bengal. We have been reporting from the ground. The TMC party offices are closed. The TMC party offices don't work now. Even in the meetings that Mamata Banerjee calls or Abhishek Banerjee calls in their Kalighat residence, yesterday there was a meeting. Out of 80 MLAs, only 16 were present, Abhishek. Only 16 MLAs came to Mamata Banerjee's call. They came to the meeting and the meeting was cancelled because no MLAs were coming. And 30 MLAs are in support of Ritobroto Banerjee is what we are getting to know. 22 are already present with Ritobroto in a meeting, closed door meeting. Whether they are going to form a new party, whether they are going to break up with the TMC and form a TMC new or something like that, whether they are going to claim that TMC is actually, they are the ones who are the real TMC is something that we have to see. But I don't really think, Abhishek, that there is a way to stop this breaking up and feud right now.
Absolutely, which means Trinamool is staring at a breakup down the middle with these rebelling MLAs calling out Abhishek Banerjee for having forged their signatures in the letter that was written to the Speaker of the Bengal Assembly for picking up a leader of opposition on behalf of the Trinamool. And essentially what we are seeing is a turf war panning out inside Trinamool between those who are with Abhishek Banerjee and those against him. We'll keep close track of that story as it pans out, minute developments there, but moving out for now. And coming to Delhi, where a breaking news development coming in connection with the 16-year-old boy, schoolboy, Sai, who was shot at in the heart of Delhi at point blank range 2 days ago. And the only reason that he was shot at was that he stood to bullying. And now the family has alleged political links to the murder, and that those who have killed Sai, who unfortunately passed away after battling for his life at a hospital in Delhi. And now the family says that there are political links emerging. It seems that that one of the minor accused is related to somebody who's connected with a BJP leader in Delhi, and that's something which the family is alleging. We are confirming. Let's go to our reporter on the ground on this story, Saurav Kumar, joining us live from Delhi. Saurav, the family clearly connecting the murder with political lineage of one of the accused, even if a minor. What can you tell us about what the family's charge is?
Yes, Abhishek, the family is claiming that there are political links to the accused who basically brutally killed the 17-year-old boy in the Amar Colony area while he was out to have some food with his friends on May 26th. And now the family is alleging that there is a huge political link, and one of the accused is connected to the Delhi's BJP leader. These are the latest developments, and I would like to tell our viewers that after battling for his life for the past 6 days, now the victim has passed away at the AIIMS Trauma Center, and his body has been sent for the post-mortem. And as we speak currently, the post-mortem of the victim is still going on, and the family is grieving, and they are demanding justice from the officials. They are claiming that the Delhi Police Crime Branch has not even mentioned anything in the FIR. There is no names of the accused in the FIR in order to protect all the 3 accused which the Republic has caught on camera. Republic has accessed the CCTV footage of all the 3 accused fleeing from the spot after committing this heinous crime, and now the family is demanding justice, and they are saying that they will be protesting if the justice has not done. And now the Delhi Police Crime Branch has arrested 3 of the accused, and according to the information from Delhi Police Crime Branch, one is CCL and the other 2 are majors. They have arrested 3 people in connection with this case, and the further interrogation and investigation is underway. Abhishek.
Okay, for the benefit of viewers, CCL is child in conflict with law, which is that the person who's an accused, the person who has committed the crime or is an accomplice, is a minor, so cannot be named. Can you tell us, without naming, Saurav, you mentioned 3 arrests have been made. One of them is a minor, 2 are major. They can at least be identified. Who are they and what is their role?
So, currently, the Delhi Police Crime Branch has not identified all of the 2 major accused who were arrested by them. They have only confirmed the age of both the accused who were associated with this crime. The minor which we are talking about, he was the primary accused who shot 2 bullets at the victim. However, though both the major accused, one is of age 24 and other is of age 18, they both were accompanying him at that time when the minor person was committing this crime in the Amar Colony area. All the 3 accused have been arrested.
Saurav, we need to understand. The minor is the prime accused. The minor is the one who shot at Sai. But the 2 major accused who are 24 and 18 years respectively. What's the problem with Delhi Police giving or revealing their identity? There should not be any problem. They are not minors. They are not protected by any law insofar as their identity is concerned.
Yes, Abhishek, the major issue behind that is, according to the sources, one of the major is directly associated with the Delhi BJP leader in the national capital, and because of that, Delhi Police Crime Branch is not opening up about the names of the 2 people they have arrested in connection with this case. They are only just telling the age, that one is of 24 and other is of 18 respectively. However, they have denied to confirm the identity of both the accused who were accompanying the 3rd juvenile accused at that time during the heinous crime which took place in Amar Colony area. And now Republic is constantly getting in touch with the Delhi Police Crime Branch officials. However, now they are not responding to the calls and messages sent by the Republic, and this confirms that this is because the major name of a big politician who is associated with the Bharatiya Janata Party and who is a Delhi-based leader is directly connected with one of the accused. That is why Delhi Police Crime Branch is running from Republic answers, and they are not answering Republic's calls.
Okay.
Back to you, Abhishek.
One more follow-up question, Saurav. In which case, if the 3 are arrested, when are they going to be produced in the court? And if that happens, then maybe you can identify who they are.
Yeah, according to the initial information which we received from the ground, all the 3 accused has already been produced into the court today, earlier this morning, and now they have been sent to the judicial custody. However, still the Delhi Police Crime Branch is not accepting that the person who they have arrested is somewhat linked to the a big politician. However,
I hope
all the three people have been sent to Tihar jail, as the reports we are getting from the ground, Abhishek.
I hope you are able to find out who the politician is with whom one of the accused has linkages, major one, not the minor one. So obviously there should not be any problem identifying the accused, both the name and the lineage. We'll come back to you, Saurav, the moment you can confirm the connection and come back to us, letting you go for now. And moving on to another political development taking place down south in Tamil Nadu, where K. Annamalai, the former state BJP chief, is preparing for a political breakaway from the party. Fresh speculation has erupted in the state after sources indicated that the former president of the state unit of the BJP is planning to launch a new political movement under his non-profit platform, We the Leaders. The new party is being positioned as a direct opposition to Vijay's TVK. While BJP leader himself dismisses the buzz as rumours, and as support posters have surfaced in Coimbatore and other places, sources say Annamalai could soon head to Delhi. In fact, he has already left Chennai. He was asked at the Chennai airport whether he's going to Delhi and meet the party leadership before he moves on, to which he said that wait for 2 more days. Here are the details with that soundbite.
The buzz around K. Annamalai quitting BJP is growing louder. Sources say the former Tamil Nadu BJP chief is preparing to launch a new political movement under his non-profit organization, We the Leaders. The proposed platform is expected to bring together like-minded volunteers and groom future political leaders across the state. Even before any official announcement, support posters backing Annamalai have appeared in Coimbatore, fueling speculation that the former IPS officer could be preparing for a major political move. Sources indicate Annamalai has already begun reaching out to BJP cadres while quietly laying the groundwork for a larger political organization. However, party insiders say he is unlikely to take any final decision before meeting the BJP's top leadership in Delhi. Sources suggest Annamalai may seek time with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah in the coming days. A meeting with BJP National President Nitin Nabin is also expected before any public announcement is made.
I don't know if he quits BJP, whether he will oppose DMK or not, I don't know. See, as a BJP man, he will oppose DMK. But as a new party, if he has started a new party, I don't know what the policy of that party is. Then let's wait and see. I don't think so, because our leader himself has stated that we are opposed to BJP only. Even before this election, assembly election, he had categorically stated that it is a fight between DMK and the party in power in center. So then how will we join together? So I don't think there is any scope for that.
Annamalai's rise transformed the BJP's fortunes in Tamil Nadu during the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Under his leadership, the BJP's vote share jumped into double digits despite contesting without the AIA-DMK. But political equations changed ahead of the 2026 assembly polls. Annamalai publicly opposed returning to an alliance with the AIA-DMK, while the BJP leadership chose a different path. Differences also surfaced over the language policy debate. In April, Annamalai publicly suggested delaying implementation of the 3-language framework for CBSE students, arguing that an immediate rollout could place additional pressure on children. Sources say Annamalai's immediate plan is to launch a political movement first, with the possibility of converting it into a full-fledged political party at a later stage. Insiders claim his political focus is increasingly centered on countering Vijay's growing influence and the rise of TVK in Tamil Nadu. For now, the question remains unanswered: is this merely a social movement, or the first step towards a new political party? The answers may emerge after Annamalai's expected Delhi meetings and a possible announcement in the coming days.
With that, we still in a short break, but coming up on the other side, the CBI reaching Giribala and Samarth residents for second time, recreating the crime scene along with a dummy body to check whether a suicide was possible or is it an outright murder. Short break coming up on the other side.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those radical Islamists who say that as long as the act of murder or crime of terrorism is carried out by a Muslim, it must be defended. This very thought, ladies and gentlemen, is completely unacceptable. And we need to make the point more strongly because it's not the first time this has happened. This happened in the case of Bilkis Bano. When in Gujarat, the rapists of Bilkis Bano came out, they were greeted with tikas and sweets. And it was happening openly. This was an act of defiance. A manner of saying, so what? It is a Hindu who carried out the act of rape and hence we will celebrate him. We will forgive the person. Ladies and gentlemen, we are nobody to forgive. And the last thing we should do is celebrate rapists. This was a shameful moment then. This is a shameful moment now. Sengar was another shameful moment when some people said, oh, Sengar is from, the BJP and hence he can be seen smiling after carrying out the act of rape. And people would celebrate him and say, no, our leader can do it.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Republic gets big political scoop. TMC on the verge of breakup after Aam Aadmi Party. 22 TMC MLAs likely to break away. Republic accesses letter with signatures. Letter shows TMC faction questioning Abhishek Banerjee faction. Another Republic political scoop, this one from Tamil Nadu. Annamalai likely to announce a new party breaking away from the BJP by the end of the week. कहाँ? Movement will be set up its sole focus on taking on Vijay's TVK. "17-year-old Sai from Delhi succumbs to his injuries at a hospital after he was shot for standing up against bullying. And CBI recreates crime scene at Giribala's residence using a dummy body. Samarth and Giribala were present at the time. Good evening, welcome to Republic. I'm Rhythm, and viewers, we're going to tell you first the news that's coming in. There was a team of CBI that's recreated today the crime scene at the residence of former District Judge Giribala Singh. The breaking news coming in. Remember, she was arrested in connection with the alleged dowry harassment and death of Twisha Sharma. Now the agency is probing the circumstances compounding Sharma's death and has intensified its investigation following Singh's arrest in the case. Remember, Twisha and her husband, the accused, was also brought to the place after Twisha's death. I want to really understand what's happening there as the CBI is recreating this scene. Let me go across to Dinesh Rao, forensic expert who's joining us on this top focus story. Before I come to you, Dr. Rao, I'm going to go across to my colleague Satya Vijay, who's joining us from the spot. Satya Vijay, what is the CBI today concentrating on?
इस दौरान सीबीआई की टीम 3.5 घंटे गिरिबाला सिंह के घर पर रही। सीबीआई की टीम के साथ समर्थ सिंह और गिरिबाला सिंह भी मौजूद थे। चूंकि सबसे अहम बात यह कि आज सीबीआई की टीम ने डमी डेड बॉडी के साथ स्पॉट पर रिक्रिएशन किया। एक डमी डेड बॉडी सीबीआई की टीम लेकर आई और उसकी हाइट लगभग उतनी ही थी जितनी तुषा शर्मा की थी। उसका उतना वजन मेंटेन किया गया जितना तुषा शर्मा का था, और जिस स्पॉट पर तुषा की संदिग्ध डेड बॉडी फंदे पर लटकी मिली थी वहां पर सीबीआई की टीम ने रिक्रिएशन किया और ये रिक्रिएशन की प्रक्रिया करीब 2 घंटे चली। इस दौरान पूरा सीन क्रिएट किया गया कि कैसे सूचना मिली, कैसे समर्थ ऊपर आया, गिरिबाला ऊपर आई, किसने गिरिबाला को उठाया, किसने फंदे की नोट खोली, ये पूरा सीन रिक्रिएट किया गया। उसमें दिखाया गया जैसा समर्थ और गिरिबाला ने बताया कि उसमें एक विजुअल है, आप देखेंगे रिक्रिएशन में, जिसमें समर्थ जो है फंदे पर लटकी हुई तुषा शर्मा को अपने हाथों से ऊपर उठा रहा है और गिरिबाला उसकी नोट खोल रही है। तो ये पूरा सीन रिक्रिएट किया गया और ये सीन रिक्रिएट करने की जरूरत इसलिए भी थी क्योंकि जब भोपाल पुलिस यानी कि एसआईटी इस मामले की जांच कर रही थी तो उस जांच में कई तरह के संदेह पैदा हुए। तुषा के परिवार ने कई सवाल खड़े किए। इससे तुषा के परिवार ने सुसाइड नहीं बल्कि मर्डर बताया और इसीलिए सेकंड पोस्टमार्टम किया गया और इसीलिए सीबीआई को जांच ट्रांसफर की गई।
बिल्कुल, और ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है। आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू गो अक्रॉस टू आवर गेस्ट सत्य विजय, फोरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट Dinesh Rao, who's now joining us on this top focus story. Mr. Rao, we've seen from the very start there have been inconsistencies in this case. There are some of them which have been brought to notice by several investigations that are being done right here on Republic TV. But I want to first ask you, how much time does it take to form after death this thing called Taschen-Neuer, which means what conclusion can be reached from this sign? Does this occur in hanging, which is the eyes of the victim are open? Which condition is this usually seen in, Dr. Rao?
Taschen-Neuer, it's a post-mortem condition, we call Taschen-Neuer dalla sclerotica. That's what is the actual name. So it occurs in the sclera of the eyes, when the eyes are opened after death. So usually that means when the eyes are open, actually the sclera becomes dry. There are some residual mucus and dust particles and debris, cell debris settle, and they form a triangle shape, brownish or reddish in shape. And this is what we call it as Taschen-Neuer. It takes usually around some minimum 1.5 hours to 2 hours. But it should happen only when the eyes are open. That is what is the underlying condition. And definitely these conditions you usually see, but rarely we see in hanging. Even if we see in hanging, it will be in one eye, not in both the eyes. That is most important observation I just wanted to make. And beside this, in strangulation we see, even in suffocation, because the eyes will be opened in those, because of the congestion, the eyeballs will be rolled out. And so there will be a opening of the eyes. But in hanging, only one eye that is possible, we call laphasia synthetica, we call. So laphasia sympathetica, and that is very rare, and but not in both the eyes, only one eye we see. Yeah.
So are you trying to therefore, what I want to ask you therefore, as I'm looking at the picture of Twisha's eye here, there seems that there was no medical intervention for the next 2 hours following this death. There were calls made by Giribala during this period when she panicked, but that's the second question. But therefore the eyes have remained open for approximately 1.5 to 2 hours after her death. What does this therefore indicate, sir?
That clearly indicates that the eyes were kept open and there was no medical intervention. Because once there is a medical intervention, usually what we do is we do the CPR and we'll try to close the eyes if it is open, and all other medical procedures. But this clearly reflects that possibility that the eyes are open for nearly 1.5 to 2 hours after death.
Okay, I also want to ask you another question. We at Republic TV have been doing an investigation, and on the basis of that we have found Twisha was alive at 9:51 p.m. She made a call to her mother, to her father. Then she was alive at 10:05 p.m. when she made a call to her mother. During this call, there is an application that says Twisha expressed her decision to come back in May sometime, and she was disturbed and distressed. She told her mother she'll call her back, and someone was behind her saying, "Kisse baat kar rahi ho? Whom are you speaking with?" It's assumed the person who was behind her and the voice that the mother heard could be her husband Samarth. Now, this is what was seen. So from 10:06, the time gap between 10:06 and 10:16 p.m., Dr. Rao, is the time in which Twisha's her death took place. This is the time, because at 10:16 p.m., Giribala Singh called up Twisha's sister-in-law and told her she doesn't have pulse, she is no more. That means it's very crucial this 10 minutes gap is seen. There's also a theory when it comes to your signs, the last seen theory. Is the CBI going to take it into account? Because the person that she had last possibly seen is the person whose voice was heard by her mother on that phone call, who said, "Kisse baat kar rahi ho?"
You rightly pointed out, because the 10:06 to 10:17 is the duration or the possible time of death. Absolutely, there is no doubt, because the calls received and by both the parties clearly reflects and endorses that is the time where the possible death has taken place. And another more important observation which you have rightly made is Twisha's mother overheard that a male voice, possibly Samarth, which indicates that asking her to hang up, or kisse baat kar rahe ho. After that, the phone hanged up. That clearly reflects the person, the voice, or the individual who made the comment. Either he is responsible for the crime, or he is having the knowledge of the crime. Definitely the last seen theory is well applicable, and in this case definitely this is very clearly, which of course the CBI will definitely take note of it and investigate in that direction.
That means that, Dr. Rao, according to the experience that you have and the cases you've held, the person who was last seen with Twisha becomes extremely crucial to really understand the despair that she was under, and it's possible that fingers actually therefore point at Samarth.
Absolutely, absolutely. Whoever is the person who is responsible for those comments to say that kisse baat kar rahi ho, that person is definitely either he is having knowledge of the crime or he is responsible for the crime. Absolutely, there is no doubt. This is how the forensic investigation takes place until there are evidence to contradict the same.
Yes, and therefore this is also a golden rule in forensic investigation, sir, that the last person who was seen with the deceased is always a suspect. That's the reason the CBI has got custody of Samarth Singh now, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because see, now as you rightly pointed out, the call log clearly indicates it is made between both the parties, which clearly indicates and what time she died and what time she lost seen alive or lost is spoken alive to the mother. So in that period, the time of death is known, and when the time of death is known and a voice has been heard during that time of death, and that person is definitely either responsible for the crime or he is having knowledge of the crime.
I want to ask you a third question on the CCTV footage that had been accessed by various channels. It had been put out. I believe the CCTV footage could have been tampered with. It was doctored. Several of us have been putting this forward. Let's give our viewers the time suggestion. Now that you've said the scientific evidence clearly shows Twisha's death took place between 10:06 p.m. and 10:16 p.m., those 10 to 12 minutes, because she'd spoken to her mother, she was distressed. 10:16, Giribala Singh calls up her sister-in-law to say she doesn't have a pulse. That means that is the clear time. However, the CCTV footage is showing and raising serious doubts about credibility, because the footage that has been released shows Twisha going up at around 7:20 p.m. with the display of possibly 10th of May. It's not even 12th of May. She's wearing a headphone, she's going up. That means it's possibly doctored because it says 10th of May. And the body was reportedly brought down by 8:19. There is therefore a great time difference that we are seeing of 59 minutes, Dr. Rao. How is this to be explained?
Definitely, that clearly, see, now I can categorically state that CCTV has to be doctored, because now, as we discussed earlier, the time of death is very well known. That is between 10:06 to 10:17. So that is the actual time of death. There is no doubt in this, because we have the call records and the caller also on the other side. But whereas the CCTV record indicates even the dates are changed, whereas the time duration is stretching to nearly 59 minutes. That means the CCTV has doctored this particular evidence, where the call log is confirming the doctored CCTV, and definitely it is so obvious that this something has been done with the CCTV, is manipulated, doctored, or the evidence has been introduced. So something has been there with I think the CBI will definitely get the answer, because one thing is a fact. Based on your own investigation, it's very clear. The time of death is well known. When the time of death is known, whereas the duration is increased nearly 1 hour in the CCTV, which is totally contradicting. That means the CCTV is doctored. There is no doubt in that.
Yes. Therefore, there are three things that our investigation is also looking at, Dr. Rao. And I would also like to put this question and this knowledge before the AIMS team that has conducted the second post-mortem. What are they going to find is going to be very important. And also the CBI that's doing in research in this case, the CBI is, I beg your pardon, doing a scene crime recreation. Twisha's eyes that we have blacked out right now were open. That's the first thing. And therefore, both eyes being open in such a case of hanging is very uncommon. The second point that we're trying to get to our viewers is the CCTV is clearly been doctored with. And the third point, the time of death was between 10:06 to 10:16 p.m. And the CCTV seems to be of another day and sometimes of another time. Dr. Rao, I thank you for your time and your forensic expert guidance. I also have to tell our viewers that the Madhya Pradesh High Court in its order had said Dr. Dinesh Rao had to lead the team, the second team, for the post-mortem, but for some reasonable or some reasons which are not clear to us, the AIMS post-mortem second report did not have Dr. Dinesh Rao in it. However, I thank you, sir, for your guidance. It's a focus. The focus is also on the belt. We're going to get you more answers on this case as the CBI continues its investigation in this case. Thank you, Dr. Rao, for joining us. Moving on to the other top focus story that we have with us. Now, the shocking case of gun violence that surfaced from Delhi's Amar Colony on 26th May. A 17-year-old boy, Sai, was shot while celebrating the end of his examinations with friends at a local eatery. What's worse, Sai has now died after succumbing to his injuries from the gunshot wound. Sai was hurt critically. He was battling for his life for 5 days. His parents are in agony. They demand the strictest punishment for the accused. Yet again, viewers, a VIP juvenile has been apprehended. The weapon used in the crime has been recovered. The investigation has been transferred to the crime branch of Delhi. Take a look at this report, which raises more questions on how minors have easy access to guns and its unchecked consequences.
17-year-old Sai was shot at an eatery in Delhi's Amar Colony area while celebrating the end of his examination with his friends. Sai was out with his friends on Friday evening when the incident took place at the spot between 7:30 and 7:54 p.m. at the food outlet. A group of boys passed by their table and began bullying and misbehaving with his female friends. Sai confronted them and an argument broke out. The confrontation reportedly began after one of the boys either touched a chair or stared at the victim's friend, triggering an argument. One of the accused then allegedly pulled out a pistol and fired a single shot at Sai. Locals and bystanders rushed Sai to the hospital before the police arrived. Sai was later shifted to AIIMS Trauma Center where he was put on ventilator support. He passed away after 5 days of battling for life, leaving his parents in agony.
We also have with us the mother of the victim who is joining us on this broadcast. तो मैडम क्या बोला है डॉक्टर्स ने?
डॉक्टर्स ने बोला है कि जब तक उसका माइंड नहीं चलेगा तब तक वो कुछ भी नहीं कर पाएगा और वो कंडीशन ठीक नहीं है उसकी. मुझे मेरा बेटा चाहिए, जैसे भी था वैसे ही चाहिए. और दूसरी बात, जिसने ये सब किया है उसके माँ बाप को सारा शह जाता है. उन्होंने उसको ऐसे किया है क्योंकि ऐसे कोई बच्चा बंदूक नहीं उठाता जब तक उसके माँ बाप न चाहे, सपोर्ट नहीं करते. हमें इतना पता है कि हमारे बेटे के साथ बहुत नाइंसाफी हुई है और उसका उनको फल भरना पड़ेगा. और मुझे मेरा बेटा चाहिए क्योंकि उसकी हालत बहुत गंभीर है. उसके माँ बाप को उठवाओ, उसको फांसी की सजा दिलवाओ, बंदूक से उड़वाओ, मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैं सारे मिले
बड़े बड़े नेता के लड़के हैं ये सब उनको लोग जानबूझ के, इसीलिए वो केस से अभी भी वो हैं. इसीलिए इनको सबको सर, मुझे नहीं सर, इनको छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए सर, ये किसी के बच्चे को.
Police have registered a case attempt of murder along with relevant sections of the Arms Act. Crime team officials inspected the spot while investigators began analyzing CCTV footage and technical evidence. Delhi police have apprehended a 16-year-old juvenile accused with a firearm, and the police have identified 2 other suspects who are absconding. Investigators believe multiple accused were involved and raids are underway to trace the remaining suspects. The investigation has now been transferred to the Delhi crime branch for further probe.
Israeli troops have captured a strategic mountain-topped with a crusader-built castle in southern Lebanon in the deepest incursions into the country in more than a quarter century. The capture of Beaufort Castle near the city of Nabateh came after days of airstrikes and intense fighting in nearby villages where Israeli troops fought Hezbollah members in the rugged area. Its capture marks a major development in the latest Israel-Hezbollah war, which began on 2nd of March when Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel 2 days after the US and Israel attacked its main backer, Iran.
Israeli forces have escalated operations in southern Lebanon despite a ceasefire that has been in place for over a month. Israeli troops captured the historic Beaufort Castle, marking Israel's deepest incursion into Lebanon.
Israeli ground troops in Lebanon captured a strategic castle, marking their deepest incursion to the country in 26 years. The last time the Israeli military were at the Beaufort Castle was in the tail end of their 18-year occupation in the year 2000, just before their withdrawal. This is part of a days-long expansion of military activity in Lebanon. Ground troops have pushed deeper into the country, and the airstrikes have certainly widened. It's unclear what the goal of this expansion is going to be, but attacks have certainly increased since a nominal ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon went into effect in April 17.
Now, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the IDF to expand operations beyond the Litani River.
הלילה הלוחמים הגיבורים שלנו כבשו את מוצב הבופור. הם הניפו שם בגאווה את דגל מדינת ישראל ואת דגל חטיבת גולני. אני מזכיר לכם שלפני 44 שנים המקום הזה היה סמל לקרב גבורה הירואי של לוחמינו, אבל גם היה סמל למחלוקת עמוקה בתוכנו. היום חזרנו לבופור אחרת. חזרנו מאוחדים, נחושים, חזקים מאי פעם. מתחילת מלחמת התקומה אנחנו חיסלנו 8,000 מחבלי חיזבאללה. מאז שהגת הארי 3,000. בחודש האחרון בלבד 700. זה יותר מכל מה שחיסלנו במהלך מלחמת לבנון השנייה. אני הנחיתי את צה"ל להרחיב את התמרון בלבנון. הכוחות שלנו חצו את הליטני, הם תפסו שטחים שולטים, הם כבשו את רכס הבופור. ועכשיו ההנחיה שלי היא להעמיק ולהרחיב את האחיזה שלנו במקומות שהיו בתפיסת חיזבאללה. וכיבוש הבופור הוא שלב דרמטי, הוא שינוי דרמטי במדיניות שאנחנו מובילים. אנחנו שברנו את מחסום הפחד. אנחנו יוזמים, אנחנו פועלים בכל החזיתות. בסוריה, בעזה, בלבנון, הקמנו רצועות ביטחון מעבר לגבולותינו כדי להגן על יישובינו.
Israel conducted multiple airstrikes over the past few days, targeting villages near Tyre and other areas in southern Lebanon. One strike completely destroyed a 12-story residential building in Nabatea.
هذه العائلة السورية دايرة على معيشتها الكريمة ومؤلف من 8 أشخاص وإجا الطيران ضربها وهذه المنطقة يعني بتعرف مش عسكرية كلها شغالة وكلها عمال وكلها بساتين وما فيها أي يعني تحرك عسكري. ما حدا
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape,
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying everything?
This is a breaking news update coming in. In all likelihood, Annamalai will be, by the end of this week, moving out of the BJP. That's the timeline set. So things are moving extremely fast in the state of Tamil Nadu.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Republic gets the big political scoop from West Bengal. TMC on the verge of breakup after the Aam Aadmi Party. 22 TMC MLAs likely to break away. In fact, Republic accesses the letter with the signatures. Letter shows TMC faction questioning Abhishek Banerjee faction over the forgery case. Another Republic political scoop from Tamil Nadu. Now, Annamalai likely to announce a new party, breaking away from the BJP by the end of this week. Sources indicate that Annamalai's new political movement to be set up with the sole focus on taking on the Vijay's TVK. 17-year-old Sai from Delhi succumbs to injuries at the hospital after he was shot at for standing up against bullying. CBI recreates crime scene at Giribala's residence using a dummy body. Samarth Singh also present at the scene. Good evening, viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking at 6 p.m. with me, Rakshita Mishra. And let's start with the big political scoop coming in from Republic Bangla, viewers. In fact, it's a Republic Bangla exclusive that the TMC breakup is only imminent after the Aam Aadmi Party, what we've seen of Aam Aadmi Party, it could be TMC breaking up. Now, what we understand is that the TMC is on the verge of collapse. Now, why we say this? Republic Bangla exclusive input suggests that 22 MLAs of the TMC are likely to break away from the party, and it's an open rebellion that's breaking out in the Trinamool Congress. And we've just seen what's happened with Rajya Banerjee. He is in fact he's said to have been leading this revolt, and Republic Bangla exclusive input suggests that 22 MLAs have met Rajya Banerjee. TMC faction is questioning that how Abhishek Banerjee's candidate got the leader of opposition post. So viewers, we've seen that first starts with the forgery forgery case, the forged signatures case, and then we have two of the MLAs also saying that there are MLAs who have in fact complained about it. And then they get expelled also. Listen in to what Sandeepan Shaha is saying. Sandeepan Shaha, in fact, has commented on the SIT that has been also formed.
जितने 80 विधायक में जितने विधायकों की सिग्नेचर चाहिए, जो लोग आए उन्हीं के सिग्नेचर लेके जमा दे दिया जाता, तो जो नहीं थे उनके नाम पे सिग्नेचर करके जमा देना, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं तो मतलब बहुत बड़ा ब्लंडर है। अभिषेक बनर्जी का इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि वो जनरल सेक्रेटरी के तौर पे जो एमएलए लोग ने जो साइन किया है उस पे वो उसके ऊपर वो साइन करके कि यही हम लोग का रेजोल्यूशन है, आप सबमिट कर देते हो विधानसभा में। अब वो लिस्ट जो है वो लिस्ट में ही इतनी सारी गलतियां हैं, जो एमएलएस नहीं है उनके सिग्नेचर किया हुआ है और उसको एंडोर्स कर रहे हैं अभिषेक बनर्जी, तो क्वेश्चन तो उन पे आएगा ही, क्योंकि जिम्मेदारी तो उनकी होनी चाहिए थी, जो जिम्मेदारी वो निभाने में चूक गए। अब देखिए अटैक क्यों हुआ ये तो वही बोल पाएंगे। डायमंड हार्बर मॉडल चलता था, साउथ कोलकाता में जहां भी आप देखते थे सभी तो अभिषेक बनर्जी का ही समर्थक दिखता था, तो अब अचानक वो समर्थक और समर्थक क्यों नहीं रहे, इसका जवाब मुझे लगता है सबसे अच्छा अभिषेक बनर्जी ही दे पाएंगे। देखिए पब्लिक तो नाराज है, ये साफ दिख रहा है, नाराज बहुत सारे कारण से है, और इसमें क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारे लीडर्स जो पब्लिक नाराज हो ऐसा काम नहीं किए हैं वो भी इस पे पिस जा रहे हैं। तो जो अपना आत्मसम्मान है जिनका, जो पब्लिक के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, तो अभी हो सकता है वो लोग थोड़ा सा भी दूरी बना के रख रहे हैं, परिस्थिति थोड़ा नॉर्मल होने के लिए वेट कर रहे होंगे, क्योंकि इसको छोड़ के तो कोई चारा नहीं है। जिस तरीके के घटनाएं बाहर आ रही है पंचायत स्तर में, म्यूनिसिपैलिटी के स्तर पे, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग सबको शर्म, जितने 80 विधायक में जितने विधायकों की सिग्नेचर चाहिए, जो लोग आए उन्हीं के सिग्नेचर लेके जमा दे दिया जाता, तो जो नहीं थे उनके नाम पे सिग्नेचर करके जमा देना, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं तो मतलब बहुत बड़ा ब्लंडर है। अभिषेक बनर्जी का इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि वो जनरल सेक्रेटरी के तौर पे जो एमएलए लोग ने जो साइन किया है उस पे वो उसके ऊपर वो साइन करके कि यही हम लोग का रेजोल्यूशन है, आप सबमिट कर देते हो विधानसभा में। अब वो लिस्ट जो है वो लिस्ट में ही इतनी सारी गलतियां हैं, जो एमएलएस नहीं है उनके सिग्नेचर किया हुआ है और उसको एंडोर्स कर रहे हैं अभिषेक बनर्जी, तो क्वेश्चन तो उन पे आएगा ही, क्योंकि जिम्मेदारी तो उनकी होनी चाहिए थी, जो जिम्मेदारी वो निभाने में चूक गए। अब देखिए अटैक क्यों हुआ ये तो वही बोल पाएंगे। डायमंड हार्बर मॉडल चलता था, साउथ कोलकाता में जहां भी आप देखते थे सभी तो अभिषेक बनर्जी का ही समर्थक दिखता था, तो अब अचानक वो समर्थक और समर्थक क्यों नहीं रहे, इसका जवाब मुझे लगता है सबसे अच्छा अभिषेक बनर्जी ही दे पाएंगे। देखिए पब्लिक तो नाराज है, ये साफ दिख रहा है, नाराज बहुत सारे कारण से है और इसमें क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारे लीडर्स जो पब्लिक नाराज हो ऐसा काम नहीं किए हैं वो भी इस पे पिस जा रहे हैं। तो जो अपना आत्मसम्मान है जिनका, जो पब्लिक के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, तो अभी हो सकता है वो लोग थोड़ा सा भी दूरी बना के रख रहे हैं, परिस्थिति थोड़ा नॉर्मल होने के लिए वेट कर रहे होंगे, क्योंकि इसको छोड़ के तो कोई चारा नहीं है। जिस तरीके के घटनाएं बाहर आ रही है पंचायत स्तर में, म्यूनिसिपैलिटी के स्तर पे, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग सबको शर्म में डाल दे रहा है।
All right, now viewers, we are going across to the visuals that are coming in from Kolkata. In fact, viewers, the breaking news is that the CID has reached Abhishek Banerjee's residence. Let's break that, viewers. That's update coming in. Courtesy Republic Bangla, CID has reached Abhishek Banerjee's residence. This after he skipped the summons. He skipped the summons today, seeking 15 days time from the CID, also saying that he is unwell, so he cannot meet the CID team. And now we have the CID reaching Abhishek Banerjee's residence. And that's the breaking news we have right now. So viewers, back-to-back developments coming in from West Bengal, viewers, and we continue to get you more details on that. This is you can see that the rebellion is also out in the open as far as the case is concerned. And now we have Abhishek Banerjee. The heat is on Abhishek Banerjee as far as the forged signature case is concerned. He has sought 15-day time, saying that he's not good, he's not feeling well. In fact, CID had visited his house 2 days ago also. He was not at his place, he was not at his residence. And now again we see the CID team, Criminal Investigation Department, reaching Abhishek Banerjee's house in the alleged forged signature case, alleged forged signatures of party MLAs. And in fact, Abhishek Banerjee sent a letter through an advocate seeking a 15-day extension, and he cited illness. And what happened with him in Shonarpur also, it cited that. And now, viewers, we have CID reaching his residence. This is around the letter endorsing the leader of opposition in the State Assembly. And the signatures of 13 MLAs have been found to be allegedly forged. 3 already denying it. In fact, we have now the SIT also that has been formed by the CID to further probe the forgery allegations surrounding Abhishek Banerjee. And now we have the CID reaching his residence. So that's the big breaking news we have right now, viewers. We will continue to get you more updates from West Bengal, but right now on to the other big story that we've been tracking for you since morning. A team of CBI recreated the crime scene at the residence of former District Judge Giribala Singh, who was arrested in connection with the alleged dowry harassment and death of daughter-in-law Tushar Sharma. The agency is probing the circumstances surrounding Sharma's death, and the investigation is only intensifying. We was following Giribala Singh's arrest in the case. In fact, Tushar's husband and the accused, Samar Singh, who is also in CBI custody, was brought to the scene. You can see him in the striped T-shirt. He was there climbing onto that, and that dummy you can see was used for the forensic recreation of this scene. And CBI is focusing on the height and the making of the bell. Satya Vijay is joining us live on the broadcast from Bhopal. Satya Vijay, हमें बताएं क्या-क्या अभी आज क्या-क्या जानकारी इकट्ठी कर पाई है CBI? जिस तरह से हमने देखा है पूरा रिक्रिएशन हुआ है, तो CBI ने आज किन पहलुओं पर आज जो है तहकीकात की है गिरिबाला सिंह के घर पे?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल। देखिए, सीबीआई ने आज सबसे अहम कहना चाहिए इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है सीन रिक्रिएशन का, वो किया है। डमी डेड बॉडी के साथ सीबीआई की टीम आज गिरिवाला सिंह के घर पहुंची थी, और जब सीबीआई की टीम डमी डेड बॉडी के साथ वहां पहुंची तो उस दौरान समर्थ सिंह और गिरिवाला सिंह को भी लाया गया। और जो क्राइम स्पॉट है, जो छत है जहां पर की तुषार शर्मा ने, जहां पर तुषार शर्मा की संदिग्ध डेड बॉडी फंदे पर लटकी हुई मिली थी, वहां पर पूरा सीन रिक्रिएट किया गया। इस दौरान सीबीआई ने 3 घंटे तक सीबीआई की टीम गिरिवाला के घर पर थी, और 2 घंटे से ज़्यादा सीन रिक्रिएशन की प्रक्रिया है वो की गई, उसकी पूरी वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग की गई। चूँकि कई लूपहोल्स हैं, कई कमियां भोपाल पुलिस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में आई थी, और इसीलिए सीबीआई के सामने बड़ी चुनौती थी कि वो हर पहलू को टटोले, गंभीरता से और बारीकी से जाँच करे। इसीलिए जो डमी डेड बॉडी है उसकी हाइट भी लगभग उतनी ही रखी गई जितनी तुषार शर्मा की थी, और उतना ही वजन मेंटेन किया गया। मतलब लगभग 80 kg का जो वजन है वो मेंटेन किया गया। और जब डमी डेड बॉडी को फंदे पर लटकाया गया, उसके बाद की पूरी प्रोसेस समझी गई, पूरी किस तरह से समर्थ आया, किस तरह से गिरिवाला आई, किसने फांसी से के फंदे से तुषार को उतारा, फंदे की नॉट किसने खोली, ये पूरा सीन रिक्रिएट किया गया। और चूंकि पहले जो स्टेटमेंट लिए गए बंद कमरे में कस्टडी के दौरान, रिमांड के दौरान समर्थ सिंह के सेपरेट बयान हुए हैं, गिरिवाला के सेपरेट बयान हुए हैं, आमना सामना करके भी बयान दोनों का लिया गया। और आज जब क्राइम स्पॉट पर सीबीआई की टीम ने ये रिक्रिएशन किया, उस दौरान रिक्रिएशन के साथ साथ समर्थ और गिरिवाला से सवाल जवाब भी किए जा रहे थे। जो सीबीआई को वो अहम पहलू टटोलना है जहां पर कि इनके बयानों में विरोधाभास वो निकाल पाए। क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है कि जब कस्टडी में रिमांड के दौरान जो पूछताछ होती है और सीन ऑफ क्राइम जो होता है स्पॉट, वहां पर सेम चीज रिक्रिएट की जाती है, तो उस दौरान एकदम से जो सवाल पूछे जाते हैं उनके जवाब से अगर सीबीआई सेटिस्फाई नहीं होती है तो वो बहुत बारीक कड़ी होती है, जिसे एक बड़ा सुराग माना जाता है। और इसीलिए 2 घंटे से ज्यादा किया गया।
हमें अभी दूसरी खबर की ओर जाना पड़ेगा। Viewers, we have to now shift our focus back to Kolkata, where we have the CID team right now outside the residence of Abhishek Banerjee, and that's the breaking news we have right now. First pictures on Republic TV and Republic Bangla. CID of West Bengal there at the entrance of Abhishek Banerjee. And we do not know if Abhishek Banerjee is present at his home or not, because the last time we saw the CID team at the entrance of Abhishek Banerjee, he was not at home, and now today when he was summoned for today, he did not turn up. He has cited that he's not well. He cannot actually go and be questioned by the CID. He sought 15 days. And now we have the CID again at Abhishek Banerjee's residence coming in. So you can have, you see the first visuals coming in on Republic TV, and it's only trouble and trouble and trouble brewing. It's mounting for the TMC and the General Secretary, the BIPO of TMC. And while there is an open rebellion, what we are learning of, you see that the legal heat is also on the action. There's an SIT that has been formed today by the CID in this forgery case. And you have the CID officials right outside the residence of Abhishek Banerjee. And this is the live frame that we're getting in from Kolkata. And Abhishek Banerjee has sought 15 days time from CID, but it seems that they are not in any mood to entertain that, and they've reached Abhishek Banerjee's residence. So this is the latest input coming in on that big story, a big political story from West Bengal in this case. Abhishek Banerjee, we can show Abhishek Banerjee's visuals also that came in a few days, that came in on Saturday when he was, when he faced the hurling of eggs. Eggs were thrown at him, and he was, his shirt was ripped off, and he went to Shonarpur. And high drama unfolded yesterday also. And day before, of course, when his aunt, Mamata Banerjee, TMC Supremo, asked the hospital to admit him, when the medical team clearly said that he does not require any admission. So after all this, if you understand the chronology, of the events, we see that today when he was supposed to appear before the CID, he fails to do so. He skips the summons and he says that he is not well, citing what happened in Shonarpur. So the CID has now reached Abhishek Banerjee's residence, as you can see in those pictures coming in, courtesy Republic Bangla. And signature forgery case, we've seen that there have been many MLAs from the TMC itself who have said that their signatures, the signatures that are shown in that letter for the LOP position are not theirs. So they've said that they've in fact called out, they've questioned Abhishek Banerjee also, because he is the one who has given the signatures for the approval and as a General Secretary. So there is another jolt to the Trinamool Congress, and now you have this the team of CID officials also at Abhishek Banerjee's residence. In fact, this is the big update we have right now. Abhishek Kapoor, senior executive editor, joins us on the phone line for more. Abhishek, while we clearly can see that trouble is only mounting after Abhishek Banerjee cited ill health and what happened in Shonarpur as a reason for not going to see the CID, not meet the CID, they have reached his residence.
Well, you are right, and still investigation has to go on, but this is clearly a case of Abhishek Banerjee, taking certain liberties, and the police, of course, seems not in a mood to allow that, and that's why they have reached there, and they would be questioning him. We don't know whether this is the time, whether they would be arresting him, because typically, as it happens, preliminary inquiry goes on before an arrest is made in similar circumstances. So we are seeing the Bengal police now in a very different mood, of course, after a change of government. We have seen the letter written by Abhishek Banerjee, and it clearly said that the sequence of events, in fact, that we have for the present probe, which is about the forgery of signatures, with two of the Trinamool legislators coming out and calling the bluff of Abhishek Banerjee and his leadership. They have in fact named him as someone who's carried out this act, and that it was done without their agreement, without taking them into confidence. And hence, that's why the forgery charge. Now, if you look at the series of events, on the 9th of May, Abhishek Banerjee has intimated the speaker that the party had chosen Sovendep Chattopadhyay as the leader of opposition, and Asim Patra and Naina Bandyopadhyay as deputy leaders of opposition, and Firad Hakam as chief whip. Now, we have a bite from Sandeepan Saha, for example, Rakshita, where he has clearly said that this was not agreed to and that we had never agreed to this. So why were our signatures there on the letter without our consent? And that they have in fact gone on to say that this is done by Abhishek Banerjee, and we are just not two. We are writing to you, but there are others, many others who have other MLAs who have not agreed to, and yet their names are there. Now, so far as the investigation is concerned, the CID has recorded statements and video recorded statements of 13 MLAs, and they want to record the statement of Abhishek Banerjee also. And now, Abhishek Banerjee was seeking time to sort of delay the process, and that's why the team has reached there now. If you look at the list of 13 MLAs, that includes Baharul Islam, that includes Chandranath Sinha, that includes Arup Roy, that includes Tapas Maiti, that includes Naina Banerjee, and then of course the others are Subhashish Das, Toraf Hussain Mondol, Dinin Roy, Kunal Ghosh, Abdul Aziz, Tausifur Rahman, and Abdul Mateen. Now, of these, Baharul Islam, who's the MLA of Canning Purba, and Arup Roy of Madhya Havra, and others, they have categorically said, and they have been videographed as saying that the signatures in the meeting resolution of 6th of May are not there. So it's not just about Sandeepan Saha and Ritabrata Banerjee, Rakshita. It's about other MLAs, 3 of them named in the CID document, who have said that Abhishek Banerjee or somebody has poured these signatures. Our consent was not taken. And subsequently, CID had served a notice to Abhishek Banerjee on 30th of May, which is 2 days back, in response to which he came back by saying that he cannot come because he is not well. And that's why the CID now at his doorsteps, obviously to question him, based on these statements that have come in from these MLAs saying that these signatures are forged, and since Abhishek Banerjee submitted the letter, he should be asked the questions, and that's why they are there at the residence of the Trinamool's General Secretary, and of course Mamata Banerjee's nephew, who's now of course seems facing headwinds insofar as his leadership is concerned, and which is being strongly contested even by Trinamool MLAs themselves.
Yeah, isn't the trouble only mounting, and there is of course lots at stake for the TMC now after the defeat in the polls. Now we see that turmoil is only deepening. We see that more than 100 councillors had in fact quit, have resigned from different key West Bengal municipalities, and then we see that there's a lot of unrest. There have been the case in point of Kakali Ghosh Dastidar also. Then you have this open rebellion, and we see that what happened in Shonarpur also. So it's only trouble and trouble day by day that is mounting for the TMC.
Well, trouble is mounting in the sense that it's a party out of power and just out of power after 15 years in power. So obviously, there are headwinds on that front, and also the fact that it was effectively a dictatorship of Abhishek Banerjee, with Mamata Banerjee having completely outsourced the running of the party to her nephew, and who had become larger than, who had become the go-to man, effectively running the party. And so even if there was disgruntlement, there were dissent, it was suppressed or it was not expressed. Now, of course, when they are out of power, and we have seen people's anger getting directed at Abhishek Banerjee, even the legislators are feeling confident that maybe they can express themselves, and that's why any illegal act of Abhishek Banerjee and the forging of signature happens to be one, would not go uncontested, and that seems to be happening, and that's why the CID taking the probe to the next logical step, which is questioning Abhishek Banerjee, since he submitted the letter and the signatures. He has to be asked, how the signatures came in, because those whose names are there on the list, they are saying they never signed or they never agreed to.
Right. Absolutely, Abhishek. Many thanks for joining us with details and insights on that situation that's unfolding in West Bengal right now. Viewers, on your screens is a live frame coming in from outside Abhishek Banerjee's residence, where the CID team is right now present. The team just reached a while back, and we do not know about the whereabouts of Bhaipo, that is Abhishek Banerjee. As he was summoned today, he skipped those summons. CID team at his place. All right, we shift our focus to the big story from the national capital. 16-year-old boy, schoolboy Sai, was shot in Delhi today at point blank range 2 days ago, and today he succumbed to the injuries. Now, viewers, we're getting in more details coming on that story. So, police is tight-lipped on the possible political links. The Delhi crime branch is silent. That why, first of all, there was the name of the accused was missing in the initial FIR, and there are many questions that are being raised, viewers, in this entire case. Now, questions, of course, are being raised that if there is a political link to what has happened. Police is not answering anything on that. We will continue to get you more details, viewers, on that story, but time for a very, very short break. But on the other side, we continue to get you the big stories of the day. My colleague Rhythm will be joining you with Republic Global.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those radical Islamists who say,
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma, who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video?
Kiriwala Singh and Samar Singh, they are now being brought back to their house again for this particular recreation.
तुषा का एक डमी डेड बॉडी बनाई जिसे फंदे पर लटकाया गया.
Live pictures coming in. First and exclusive on Republic TV. A CBI team arrived carrying a dummy body. We can clearly see that Samarth is at the scene. And we also understand there's a lot of focus on the belt.
अभी लाइव तस्वीरों आप देखिए, समर्थ से कुछ पूछताछ हो रही है. सीबीआई के अफसर उससे पूछ रहे हैं कि कैसे उतारा या कितनी नोट थी इस फंदे पर.
Nature, the distribution and the pattern, what we say, of those injuries definitely doesn't correspond to the so-called accidental in nature. It is a non-accidental injury we call. That means maybe a resulting out of a so-called an assault. So that will definitely be substantiated by the statement given. If there is a discrepancy, again the witnesses will turn out to be suspects or so-called accused.
সিআইডি আধিকারিকদের জানান, যেমনটা আমরা শুনতে পাই যে তাদেরকে বলা হয় যে 15 মিনিট অপেক্ষা করতে, কিন্তু সেই 15 মিনিট বেড়ে গিয়ে দেখা গেল 30 মিনিট হয়ে যায়। 30 মিনিট ধরে সিআইডি আধিকারিক যারা রয়েছে তাদেরকে বাইরেই এইভাবে দাঁড় করিয়ে রাখা হয়, দরজা পর্যন্ত খোলা হয় না। এবং তারপর ভেতর থেকে কোনো এক ব্যক্তি তিনি আসেন, এসে বলেন যে অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের শরীর খারাপ এবং তার যে শারীরিক অবস্থা আছে নামতে পারবেন না, হয়তো তারা আগামীকাল আসে। এবং তারপরেই কিন্তু সিআইডি আধিকারিকদের তরফে সেই নোটিশ ধরানো হয় এবং বলা হয় সেই নোটিশ যাতে তিনি রিসিভ করে নেন এবং সেই নোটিশ কিন্তু সেই ব্যক্তির মধ্যে অয়ন নামে ওই ব্যক্তির ওপরে গিয়েছে। এখন দেখার বিষয় অভিষেক তাতে সই করেন কিনা, কারণ দেখো আমরা একেবারে দেখেছি গত 5 দিনের যে ঘটনা শোনার পরে অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় গিয়েছিলেন, সেই দিনও সিআইডি আধিকারিকেরা তার বাড়িতে এসেছিল, সেই দিনও তার দেখা পাননি। আজকেও যখন তারা এলেন, আজকেও কিন্তু তার দেখা পেলেন এবং আজকে শারীরিক অসুস্থতার কথা বলেছেন। এবং তারপর যখন তার বাড়িতে তার সঙ্গে দেখা করতে এলেন, তখনও তাদের সঙ্গে দেখা তো করাই হলো না, এমনকি একেবারে বাইরে, রাস্তার বাইরে, গেটের বাইরে তাদেরকে দাঁড় করিয়ে রাখা হলো 30 মিনিট ধরে। তারপর একজন ব্যক্তি এসে বলছে যে দাদা দেখা।
All right, let's tell our viewers what's happening. The CID has reached Abhishek Banerjee's residence. They have reached there in the forged signature case after TMC MP had earlier sought time citing illness. Now the team of the Crime Investment Department has now earlier served a notice to Abhishek Banerjee. They summoned him for questioning in the connection with the alleged MLA signature forgery case. Today we broke on Republic TV one of the letters that has been written on how signatures of MLAs had been forged to make him the leader of opposition. The CID has asked Banerjee to appear, but he did not appear before them. We can see a team at Abhishek Banerjee's residence now. They had summoned him earlier. Let me go across to our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor joining us on the phone line here. Abhishek, a very serious crime, I would say, is being committed by the TMC MLA and also by the TMC leader Abhishek Banerjee. What do you expect is now going to happen, Abhishek, keeping in mind that forgery of signatures is a very serious charge, and that too of MLAs, of sitting MLAs of the assembly, Abhishek.
Yeah, and the fact that those MLAs are calling out their own leader for forging the signatures, and the fact that CID obviously has to ask questions. So, even before they reach there, they released a statement, Rhythm, the Criminal Investigation Department of the Bengal Police, and they have said that they have followed due process. They have gone step by step. And before they sent a letter seeking Abhishek Banerjee's cooperation or his questioning, they had already taken statements of 13 of Trinamool legislators, of which 3 have confirmed or said in their statement that they did not sign that letter, and they don't know how the signatures came. And since the letter was submitted by Abhishek Banerjee in his capacity as General Secretary of the party, he should be questioned. And so the CID sent a letter. And remember, these 3 MLAs, including Bahrul Islam and Arup Roy, and one more, are different from the 2 others who have finally petitioned the speaker who thought
আরে তোমরা একটু পেছনে
আবার আসার জন্য বলা হলো জানি না এখন তো দাদা রিসিভ করে দিয়েছে এবার এটা ভালো মনে হয় উনি 15 দিন সময় চেয়েছিলেন তো আপনি কি
আবার ওনাকে কি ডাকা হয়েছে আবার দেখি দেখি গায়ের উপর থেকে এইভাবে
নিচে বলছিলেন যে অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়কে পিছিয়ে আয় না বেরোচ্ছি ছবিটা তো লেগে আমার এই মুহূর্তে সিআইডির আধিকারিকেরা এগোচ্ছেন এই মুহূর্তে তারা যাচ্ছেন এবং আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি সিআইডির আধিকারিকেরা এই মুহূর্তে তারা কিন্তু তারা বেরিয়ে আসছেন
Abhishek, the investigation has also reached his residence in Kalighat, where he's personally earlier received the notice from CID officials. Today, that CID team is now proceeding somewhere. He earlier sought time from the CID. They've reached his residence. The bigger picture here, when he was speaking to the public and the reporters, Abhishek Banerjee said he would cooperate with the investigation. But the bigger point is not that he will cooperate, but how is he going to try and do away with the signature forgery charge, Abhishek?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems the CID team, after spending about half an hour inside, have come out and they are leaving, which means either they have taken the statement and are going out now, or maybe Abhishek Banerjee did not cooperate because this was swift. Typically, that kind of statement, which is video recorded, takes a couple of hours. And if the CBI team has left within half an hour or 45 minutes, it seems that the statement has not been recorded. We'll have to wait to see what the CID says on their visit to Abhishek Banerjee. But the fact of the matter is that 5 MLAs, 3 of them to the CID and 2 to the Speaker of the Bengal Assembly have said and distanced themselves from the consent letter or the letter which was submitted by Abhishek Banerjee to the Speaker, and which was about appointing a leader of opposition on behalf of Trinamool Congress in the Assembly. And those 5 MLAs are Trinamool legislators. So it's not the Mamata Banerjee, because she's saying that Trinamool is under attack from the BJP. These 5 legislators are those who were given ticket by the Trinamool party. Obviously must have been a process in which Mamata Banerjee is part of, or Abhishek Banerjee is part of. And then they have won on the Trinamool ticket at a time when there has been a massive pro-BJP and anti-Trinamool wave in Bengal, which means these legislators held to their ground in their respective constituencies, and which means that they have connect with the ground. And yet, if they are coming out and taking a very public position in writing and in their media statements and to the investigating agencies, then obviously they are very clear that their letters have been forged. It's for ideally someone like Abhishek in public life should have come out and made a statement to the media and to the police on his own volition. And instead, what we are seeing is obfuscation. Instead, what we are seeing is denial. Instead, what we are seeing is delay, delaying tactics, including taking subterfuge behind his ill health, despite the fact that doctors, the medical report, for example, from Bellevue and Apollo clearly said that Abhishek Banerjee is in good health, does not need admission, maybe just a glass of warm milk, and he should be fine. Yet he has, it seems that the CID came in and after spending some time have gone away. As I said, we have to wait for them to see, hear from them whether they have been able to record a statement or not.
Abhishek, this seems very mysterious. You know, how he has tried to say that he's not well. I think Abhishek Banerjee had a plan. He planned to go to a specific location. He organized the mayhem possibly, or the TMC accused who actually apparently hurt him was coming out to be a TMC person. His mother had confirmed that. So all this mayhem was done because of the CID inquiry that started. He's tried to skip it by saying there are medical grounds. He tried to gain media attention and secure Z+ category from the center. But I think the largest scene that it all has failed is where we see the pictures of the CID at his residence serving him now, Abhishek, with a second notice summons. That means he will have to appear before them.
Exactly. So which means they have not been able to record their statement. They have just sort of served the summon. This can go on for at least 3 times, maybe 4 times if the agency wants to indulge. If does not want to indulge, at least 3 times. Which means apart from after this second summons, there would be one more, and then obviously the process of arrest, etc. goes on if that stage arrives. Abhishek Banerjee would obviously have to, and this statement that the CID is seeking of Abhishek Banerjee is only after following a long process. The probe has gone on for a few days now, a week and more, and in which 13 Trinamool legislators have made their statements videographed properly. So if they have said before the CID that no, they did not sign on the consent letter, they cannot renege from that position later, and that those video statements would be evidence in a court of law. So I think Abhishek Banerjee finds himself in a soup of his own making, and as I said, as a public figure, as someone who is general secretary of a party till recently was the second most powerful man in Bengal, should have ideally come out and given his side, and if he thinks that these legislators are under some kind of BJP pressure, he could have or should have called the bluff of these MLAs and made a statement connected with his own people, but he's not doing that. So obviously there something seems to be amiss, and whether it is that he actually forged the documents, the probe would find out sooner or later.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, larger question is also rising here, Abhishek, about the conduct that is being seen by Abhishek Banerjee. He's clearly scared, and he began possibly this full mayhem, like I said earlier, to try and skip the summons. But a second summons has been served. It's game up unless he has a genius plan to say how those MLA signatures were forged. The notice has been sent to the speaker. The letters are clearly with Republic TV. It clearly shows there is no way that he'll be trying or can possibly be able to get away through this. This is a democratic process. They are so wanting attention, this duo of Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee here, Abhishek, that they are trying their best to ensure in whatever way possible they should hold on to power. And that's the big story that we continue trashing. Abhishek will be with us shortly again, viewers. But what is Abhishek Banerjee trying to do? The CID summoned him earlier for questioning. He was also summoned today. Convinced he was going to be arrested, it's being alleged that he went to a specific location. He organized a mayhem and to gain sympathy. Now, what was really happening will have to be seen and only pursued by the CID. But today at his residence, a second notice has been submitted to him. And all the drama of Abhishek Banerjee of getting attacked is only to escape, it seems, the CID headquarters. He was apparently scared he could be arrested, and therefore he's done this whole act. Today, right now, we are showing you pictures from Kolkata where the CID team had reached the residence of Abhishek Banerjee to give him the second notice. And he earlier sought 1 day time, 15 days time from the CID. But they've reached his residence now. He skipped today's CID summons also. In the Ford signature case, he earlier cited health issues and sought for an extension. He's scared, he's running, and the bigger picture is the TMC is going through this own upheaval. where TMC's MLAs themselves are saying, we did not sign any letters. And West Bengal CID team has constituted a 4-member special investigation team to also probe the alleged forgery of the TMC legislature. The other top focus story, viewers, the Israel-Hezbollah conflict has entered a dangerous new phase. In its deepest ground incursion into Lebanon in more than 25 years, Israeli forces have captured the strategic Beaufort Castle. It's the centuries-old fortress overlooking southern Lebanon. This move comes amid intensified fighting, fresh Israeli airstrikes and Hezbollah rocket attacks, despite the ceasefire that was announced over 6 weeks ago. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has now ordered troops to push deeper into Lebanese territory, signaling a major escalation in the conflict. The development is going to widen the regional tension as Israel is now seeking to dismantle Hezbollah's terrorist infrastructure along its northern frontier.
Israeli forces have escalated operations in southern Lebanon despite a ceasefire that has been in place for over a month. Israeli troops captured the historic Beaufort Castle, marking Israel's deepest incursion into Lebanon.
Israeli ground troops in Lebanon captured a strategic castle, marking their deepest incursion to the country in 26 years. The last time the Israeli military were at the Beaufort Castle was in the tail end of their 18-year occupation in the year 2000, just before their withdrawal. This is part of a days-long expansion of military activity in Lebanon. Ground troops have pushed deeper into the country and the airstrikes have certainly widened. It's unclear what the goal of this expansion is going to be, but attacks have certainly increased since a nominal ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon went into effect in April 17.
Now, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the IDF to expand operations beyond the Litani River.
הלילה הלוחמים הגיבורים שלנו כבשו את מוצב הבופור. הם הניפו שם בגאווה את דגל מדינת ישראל ואת דגל חטיבת גולני. אני מזכיר לכם שלפני 44 שנים המקום הזה היה סמל לקרב גבורה הירואי של לוחמינו, אבל גם היה סמל למחלוקת עמוקה בתוכנו. היום חזרנו לבופור אחרת. חזרנו מאוחדים, נחושים, חזקים מאי פעם. מתחילת מלחמת התקומה אנחנו חיסלנו 8,000 מחבלי חיזבאללה. מאז שהגת הארי 3,000. בחודש האחרון בלבד 700. זה יותר מכל מה שחיסלנו במהלך מלחמת לבנון השנייה. אני הנחיתי את צה"ל להרחיב את התמרון בלבנון. הכוחות שלנו חצו את הליטני, הם תפסו שטחים שולטים, הם כבשו את רכס הבופור. ועכשיו ההנחיה שלי היא להעמיק ולהרחיב את האחיזה שלנו במקומות שהיו בתפיסת חיזבאללה. וכיבוש הבופור הוא שלב דרמטי, הוא שינוי דרמטי במדיניות שאנחנו מובילים. אנחנו שברנו את מחסום הפחד. אנחנו יוזמים, אנחנו פועלים בכל החזיתות. בסוריה, בעזה, בלבנון, הקמנו רצועות ביטחון מעבר לגבולותינו כדי להגן על יישובינו.
Israel conducted multiple airstrikes over the past few days, targeting villages near Tyre and other areas in southern Lebanon. One strike completely destroyed a 12-story residential building in Nabatea.
هذه العائلة السورية دايرة على معيشتها الكريمة ومؤلف من 8 أشخاص وإجا الطيران ضربها وهذه المنطقة يعني تعرف مش عسكرية كلها شغالة وكلها عمال وكلها بساتين وما فيها أي يعني تحرك عسكري.
ما حدا عم بيحاسب إسرائيل، ما حدا عم نطلب من الدول العربية بس تتحرك وتشوف
اليوم أطفال لبنان وغزة وفلسطين، بكرة ما جاي الدور على أطفال الجميع، أطفال الكل. هذا عدو ما عم بيميز لا طفل لا امرأة لا شيء، هيهم بالبرات 7-8 أطفال.
The strikes have killed multiple civilians and caused widespread destruction in residential areas.
On top of that, these attacks come just a couple of days before Lebanon and Israel are set to meet at the State Department in Washington, D.C. to continue negotiations, where Lebanon is hoping to reach a complete ceasefire before they go into negotiations and talks over a whole list of other things, including Israeli withdrawal and disarming Hezbollah. Hezbollah, in return, continues to claim attacks on Israeli troops in Lebanon and in northern border towns. However, over the past 24 hours, they have claimed attacks deeper into northern Israel, including just north of the city of Haifa and in Nahariya. And it is unclear how they're going to shift their strategy as Israel continues to intensify their attacks in Lebanon.
Lebanon's government, which had previously supported efforts to disarm Hezbollah, has strongly condemned Israel's action as collective punishment.
فإسرائيل لم تعد تستهدف فقط مواقع أو مناطق محددة، بل أخذت تنفذ سياسة تدمير شامل للمدن والبلدات ولكل مقومات الحياة فيها، وتمارس التهجير الجماعي الذي يرقى إلى العقاب الجماعي بحق أهلنا الآمنين، وهي السياسات المدانة في كل الأعراف والشرائع الدولية. وأريد أن أتحدث هنا بمنتهى الصراحة مع اللبنانيين. هل المفاوضات مضمونة النتائج؟ بالتأكيد لا، لكنها الطريق الأقل كلفة على وطننا وشعبنا مقارنة بالخيارات الأخرى اليوم. وهل المفاوضات استسلام؟ أيضا لا، لأن أول بند على جدول أعمال الوفد المفاوض الذي يقوم بعمله بمهنية عالية هو تحقيق وقف إطلاق النار.
Despite the condemnation, Israel is still pressing on hard. Prime Minister Netanyahu continues to enjoy strong backing at home for the expanded campaign.
אנחנו כאן בגבול הצפון, בשטולה, ואומרים בצורה מאוד מאוד מפורשת, צריך לשטח את הדחיה. לשטח את הדחיה. אני התנגדתי להפסקת אש הקודמת, אני היום גם אומר, חייבים לשטח. צה"ל עושה עבודה. יש 600 חיזבאלונים שברוך השם חיסלו בשבועות האחרונים, אבל זה לא מספיק. מה שקורה להם זה הדחיה, צריך ללכת על הדחיה, לשטח, ועוד פעם לשטח. חיזבאללה בדחיה, לשטח את החיזבאללה בדחיה.
This is a breaking news update coming in. In all likelihood, Annamalai will be by the end of this week moving out of the BJP. That's the timeline set. So things are moving extremely fast in the state of Tamil Nadu. Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection. Desh ka kisan, Desh ka hero.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Prajapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Prajapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those
Kiriwala Singh and Samar Singh, they are now being brought back to their house again for this particular recreation.
तुषा का एक डमी डेड बॉडी बनाई जिसे फंदे पर लटकाया गया.
Live pictures coming in. First and exclusive on Republic TV. A CBI team arrived carrying a dummy body. We can clearly see that Samarth is at the scene. And we also understand there's a lot of focus on the belt.
अभी लाइव तस्वीरों में आप देखिए समर्थ से कुछ पूछताछ हो रही है कि सीबीआई के अफसर उससे पूछ रहे हैं कि कैसे उतारा या कितनी नोट थी इस फंदे पर.
Nature, the distribution and the pattern, what we say, of those injuries definitely doesn't correspond to the so-called accidental in nature. It is a non-accidental injury we call. That means maybe a resulting out of a so-called an assault. So that will definitely be substantiated by the statement given. If there is a discrepancy, again the witnesses will turn out to be suspects or so-called accused.
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो.
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used?
Giriwala Singh and Samar Singh, they are now being brought back to their house again for this particular recreation.
तुषा का एक डमी डेड बॉडी बनाई जिसे फंदे पर लटकाया गया.
Live pictures coming in. First and exclusive on Republic TV. A CBI team arrived carrying a dummy body. We can clearly see that Samarth is at the scene. And we also understand there's a lot of focus on the belt.
अभी लाइव तस्वीरों में आप देखिए समर्थ से कुछ पूछताछ हो रही है कि सीबीआई के अफसर उससे पूछ रहे हैं कि कैसे उतारा या कितनी नोट थी इस फंदे पर.
Nature, the distribution and the pattern, what we say, of those injuries definitely doesn't corresponds to the so-called accidental in nature. It is a non-accidental injuries we call. That means maybe a resulting out of a so-called an assault. So that will definitely be substantiated by the statement given. If there is a discrepancy, again the witnesses will turn out to be suspects or so-called accused.
This is a breaking news update coming in. In all likelihood, Annamalai will be by the end of this week moving out of the BJP. That's the timeline set. So things are moving extremely fast in the state of Tamil Nadu.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Getting you details of the big political exclusive from Tamil Nadu. Why is it a big story that Annamalai is leaving the BJP? Perhaps because Annamalai has been the face of the BJP. He's in Tamil Nadu at least, and a former IPS officer. He was sidelined, and in all likelihood, he's likely to float his own party. Surprisingly, the BJP is not saying much. So a very interesting alignment, or rather realignment, happening in Tamil Nadu. We'll tell you all about that. We have some inside details of what he's likely to do. Here are the headlines. Annamalai is going to quit the BJP, meeting the BJP president today, and then possible resignation in the next 2 days. May float a political movement which could become a political party soon. Annamalai looking to counter Vijay in a state where personalities matter more than parties. How Pakistan's ISI honey traps Indians and uses Indians to get critical details out. It's a Republic TV exclusive. We have an interview of how the ISI operates. "16-year-old Sai, a student, class 12 student, was celebrating and later shot for standing up to bullies at an eatery." Starting with some details coming in from Tamil Nadu as Annamalai, the BJP leader, prepares for a political breakaway from the BJP. He's going to be meeting the BJP president, Nitin Nabin. There is speculation that Annamalai has indicated that after the meeting with the BJP president, He's in all likelihood launching a political movement which could become a political party soon. That's the breaking news update that we have. First up on Annamalai, he's meeting Nitin Nabin. He took off from Chennai a little after 4 p.m. He's going to be meeting Nitin Nabin in Delhi in the next few hours perhaps, or maybe tomorrow. He could also be meeting the Prime Minister or the Home Minister and resigning from the BJP possibly this week. Let me go across straight up to my colleague Sharda joining us live. Sharda, firstly, there's news that he's going to be meeting the BJP president, right? Does that indicate that he perhaps does not want to leave on a bad note, wants to keep the options open, or possibly even get support from the BJP at some stage?
Firstly, what we have to point out is that Annamalai has been having a cordial relation with the BJP starting from his journey as the president of the party. So he's been constantly telling that his inspiration is from the center leadership, which includes Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Mamata. So in this case, he wants to amicably split from the BJP party. So now meeting Nitin Nabin gives us the heads up that he is ready to quit from the party. Just that he will tell both Prime Minister and Home Minister of his decision and then quit. His meeting with Nitin Nabin clearly states that Annamalai is resigning from the BJP very soon, and the announcement will be out in 2 days' time. And now following this, whether it's going to be a political movement or a political party is something we have to look forward to, because Annamalai has not officially made any comments, but for the last 2 days, the posters have been put telling that he will be starting his own party, his own movement, especially under his NGO, which is under the NPO, which is the We Are the Leaders format. It's likely that the political movement will focus on building up leaders from the state of Tamil Nadu, bringing them together, and going against Vijay's PVK is mostly the main aim of the movement, Benarjee.
Yes. Now, the second aspect is that there is news that Annamalai could be contesting the bypoll soon. The bypoll. Now, of course, if he's contesting, he can't contest as part of a political movement, which means he'll be launching a party, and it could be very, very soon. Where is he starting from, and is this confirmed? Why is the plan to start from Perundarai?
First things, the AIADMK MLA who has resigned from the Perundarai constituency has joined the TVK. So apart from Trichy East, there are 3 other constituencies, and so now Annamalai can start his independent political journey from any one of these 4 constituencies, and Perundarai being the one near close to Karur and the Coimbatore area where Annamalai's base is from, likely that he is very stronger there. His cadres, his supporters are very strong in the west of Tamil Nadu. If you remember, a few years back, Annamalai went on this N1 Yen Makkal Yatra where the campaign was very strong. Though it did not reflect in the urban areas of the state, it was well reflected in the south and western part of the state. So in that case, Perundarai seems to be a safe spot for Annamalai to start his independent political journey away from the BJP. While he's seeking support from BJP cadres and supporters who are with him to support him, he is starting his own political party. Even otherwise, if there is no backing from a huge political party, whether it's a national, regional, starting an independent political party is putting on a huge risk on what he'll be doing. So Perundarai is the safest option, and he is likely to start contesting from there and lead his political journey. And if that does happen, it will show that the political movement that Annamalai is ready to start will move into a political party in itself.
Yeah. In Delhi, is he going to be meeting the Prime Minister? There was some speculation that he would be seeking time. Will he be doing that? What do we know about whether he's got any time from the top leadership?
So now his appointment is fixed only with Nitin Nabin, the BJP national president. However, he's yet to seek appointment with the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. And it is also very evident that Annamalai will not quit the party without informing Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So it is likely that he might inform the Prime Minister, but also meet him in the basis of respect the next time when he gets an appointment. So tomorrow it's only to meet Nitin Nabin, and following that, Annamalai has promised that he will be meeting the media in the next 2 days of time and explain what has actually happened, what his final decisions are.
Okay, thank you for joining us with those inputs. On to the story now. Another Republic TV exclusive, where a Pakistan-backed terror plot targeting the Indian Army installations in Jammu and Kashmir has been busted by the police. Now, according to the police, a youth from Jammu and Kashmir was lured into an ISI honey trap module that operated through Facebook. The police claimed that the ISI agent used the name Uzma and introduced herself as a university student to trap the young man. Over 200 video calls were reportedly made between the two from December 2025 to March 2026, when the youth refused to share locations of army units. The handler allegedly threatened to make his private photos viral and even kill his family. Sources say the module offered him 2 lakh rupees for details of 6 army installations involved in anti-terror operations, plus a monthly salary, and asked him to move to Rajouri near the border to build a network for ISI. Now, the police in Jammu and Kashmir have stepped in hours before vital information could be exchanged, possibly preventing the youth from being radicalized. Investigators now say 5 to 6 more youth from Doda in Jammu and Kashmir are under scanner for similar contacts with the suspected ISI agents on social media. Gursimran is joining us with the details of the modus operandi. Gursimran, now ISI hiring honey traps, using honey traps is a known thing, but why is this case different?
See, if we speak of this very case, this is a typical modus operandi of the ISI that has come and has been exposed by the Doda police in an operation that they have conducted in the 3rd and the 4th week of May. That is till last day. Yesterday also we saw police carrying out some more deep investigation into the same. What has happened that the Pakistani ISI is now targeting the youth that are having the low education, that are from the remote areas of Jammu and Kashmir, and how they are targeting. Once they upload some photograph or video on the social media, some comments came from unknown user ID. Then that unknown user ID becomes a known one to them. They exchange some words, some photographs, some intimate photographs and videos, and then comes the angle of the threatening to share the vital information of the assets of the India. Otherwise, they will be exposed or their families will be killed. That was what the ISI has been doing.
Stay with me because I have that interaction now. I'd like to play that out. Here's the interview that Gursimran did. It's an exclusive.
पाकिस्तानी इंटेलिजेंसी ISI लगातार जम्मू कश्मीर के युवाओं को बरगलाकर आतंकी संगठनों में शामिल करना चाहती है। एक ऐसी ही कोशिश ISI की तरफ से की गई ताकि भारत में कई सैन्य ठिकानों को सरहदी इलाके में निशाना बनाया जाए। उसके लिए जम्मू के डोडा जिला का एक युवा चुना गया पाकिस्तान की ISI की तरफ से। इस युवा ने सिर्फ एक वीडियो, बर्फ का वीडियो अपने सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर अपलोड किया। वहीं से ये टारगेट बना ISI का और फिर शुरू हुआ हनी ट्रैप का सिलसिला। लेकिन इस बीच डोडा पुलिस की टेक्निकल इनपुट्स के आधार पर हुई कार्रवाई ने एक युवक जो इस वक्त मेरे सामने बैठा है, जो आज के समय में एक आतंकी हो सकता था, लेकिन अब ये समाज का हिस्सा है, इसे ये समझ आ गया कि वो सिर्फ देश की तबाही चाहते थे और इससे सिर्फ जो इंफॉर्मेशन उगलाई जानी थी उसका इस्तेमाल देश विरोधी गतिविधियों के लिए होना था। ये युवा मेरे साथ मौजूद है। इसकी नाम और आइडेंटिटी जो है वो इसलिए हिडन रखी गई है क्योंकि अब ये दोबारा से उस समाज का हिस्सा है जिसमें हम और आप रहते हैं। आपसे मैं सबसे पहले जानना चाहूंगा, मुझे ये बताइए, अब सब खत्म हो गया और कहा जाता है कि ऑल्स वेल दैट एंड्स वेल, लेकिन इसकी शुरुआत कब हुई और कैसे हुई? हर एक चीज जो है बिल्कुल डिटेल में मुझे बताइए। कौन सा महीना, क्या हुआ, आपने क्या किया, जिसके बाद बात शुरू हुई?
2025 का साल था और दिसंबर का महीना था। तो मैंने एक वीडियो अपने फेसबुक अकाउंट पे अपलोड की थी। तो उसके बाद मुझे उस पर कमेंट आया, तो मैं फिर मैसेंजर पे बात करने लगा। तो वो
कमेंट किसने किया, क्या कमेंट किया, आपका वो वीडियो में क्या था?
कोई लड़की थी, तो वो कहने लगी कि मैं कश्मीर की हूँ। तो काफ़ी टाइम उसके साथ मैसेंजर पे बात होने लगी। उसके बाद उसने मेरे को मार्च के महीने में मेरा व्हाट्सएप नंबर मांगा। तो जब नंबर अदल बदल हो गया, तो जैसे ही मुझे मैसेज आया तो मुझे लगा कि ये तो मेरे तो होश उड़ गए।
कब आपको मैसेज आया और क्या मतलब बताया?
मार्च के महीने में मैसेज जैसे ही मुझे वहाँ से मैसेज आया, पहले तो उन्होंने वहाँ से सलाम की, जैसे मेरे पास नंबर चढ़ गया तो मेरे तो होश उड़ गए, +92 नंबर देख के। तो मैंने उनको बोला, ये आप तो वहाँ के रहने वाले, आप तो बोल रहे थे मैं कश्मीर से हूँ, 2-3 महीने आपने मेरे से कश्मीर से बन के बात की। तो उसके बाद वो मेरे को फिर ब्लैकमेल करने लगे।
अभी तक जब तक आपके पास नंबर नहीं था और आपने जो है पाकिस्तानी नंबर पर जो है ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं की, तब तक सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा था?
तब तक ओके, सब ठीक था।
तब तक आपकी लगातार बात भी होती थी, वीडियो कॉल्स पे भी बात होती थी
जी।
तो तब तक आपको कोई शक नहीं लगा कि कुछ हो सकता है?
नहीं, तब तक कुछ भी नहीं था।
तो जो वीडियो कॉल जब करते थे घर से ही करते थे?
जी जी।
मतलब वो जो दूसरी लेडी थी, क्या वो मतलब वहां से जगह का पता नहीं चल पा रहा था आपको कि वो कहाँ हो सकती है?
नहीं, वो रूम से अंदर से ही करते थे वीडियो कॉल।
तब तक सब नॉर्मल था?
जी।
अब जब आपने नंबर को ऑब्जेक्ट किया तब उसने क्या कहा?
उन्होंने सीधा मुझे बोल दिया कि आप ये काम करो, नहीं तो हम आपको, वो मुझे टॉर्चर करने लगे, ब्लैकमेल करने लगे, ये काम करो नहीं तो हम आपको मार देंगे, आपकी फैमिली को आके हम बंदे भेज के।
मुझे ये बताइए, उस महिला ने जो है आपको क्या करने के लिए कहा?
वो कहने लगे कि आप हमारे लिए काम करो, हम आपको सैलरी देंगे, 2 लाख रुपए देंगे, आपको आना है, आपको रजौरी वाले एरिया में अपना सेटअप बनाना है, हमारे वहाँ पर लोग हैं, वो आपको कैश देंगे वहाँ पर, और आपको वहाँ की आर्मी की बेस कैंप की लोकेशनें सेंड करनी है।
अब आप मुझे बताइए, जब उस महिला ने ये कहा, क्या आप उसके बाद भी उससे बात करते रहे?
नहीं, जैसे उसने बोला मैंने तो उसको साफ इनकार कर दिया, तो उसके बाद तो मैंने उसको राब्ता बंद कर लिया, ब्लॉक कर दिया उसको।
जब वो महिला आपके जो सोशल मीडिया व्हाट्सएप पे ब्लॉक हो गई, फिर आपकी जिंदगी में क्या हुआ?
उसके बाद मुझे कई दिन के बाद दूसरे नंबर से मैसेज आने लगे।
क्या कहते थे?
बस वो भी यही कहने लगे कि आप ये हमारे लिए काम करो, ऐसा ऐसा काम करो, लोकेशनें भेजो, आप इंडिया की लोकेशनें भेजो, बेस कैंप की, वहाँ रजौरी वाली साइड की, बॉर्डर एरिया की। लेकिन मैंने उनको भी कुछ नहीं बोला और उनका भी ब्लॉक कर दिया नंबर।
तो लगातार आपको ये कॉल आते रहे?
जी, मैक्सिमम 10-12 नंबर से मेरे को मैसेज कॉल आने लगी।
तकरीबन पिछले हफ्ते तक ये कॉल्स आपको आ रहे थे?
जी जी।
अब मुझे ये बताइए, जब आपको एक टास्क उन्होंने दे दिया, जब आपने कॉल उठाना बंद कर दिया, फिर वो आपसे कम्युनिकेट कैसे करते?
फिर उसके बाद वो मेरे को दूसरे नंबरों से, जो नंबर में ब्लैक लिस्ट में डालता गया, दूसरे नंबरों से मेरे को मैसेज कॉल करने लगे। मैं उठाने नहीं लगा, वो मैसेज करने लगे, बस मैं देखता डिलीट कर देता, वो फिर ब्लॉक कर देता।
में क्या होता था?
बस यही बोलते, आप ये काम करोगे तो ठीक, नहीं करोगे तो हम अपने बंदूकों से आपको मरवा देंगे, आपके बच्चों को, फैमिली को, सबको मरवा देंगे घर में आके।
अब मुझे ये बताइए, अब आपको जो है परिवार का भी डर था, उस बीच जो है डोडा पुलिस आती है, टेक्निकल इंटेलिजेंस के आधार पर जो है वो आप तक पहुंचती है। अगर डोडा पुलिस समय रहते आप तक ना पहुंचती तो क्या ये भी हो सकता था कि आप उनकी मदद कर देते और खुद भी एक आतंकी बन जाते?
जी, फैमिली बच्चों की बात थी तो मैं प्रेशराइज होके कर सकता था, मेरे छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं तो मैं कर सकता था, ऐसा उनके साथ काम कर सकता था मैं।
जब पुलिस आप तक पहुंची तब जो है क्या बदलाव आया?
जब पुलिस ने मेरे को पकड़ा तो मैं बहुत सेफ समझने लगा। तब से अभी तक मैं बहुत सेफ समझने लगा, मेरी फैमिली भी सेफ है, अब मुझे कोई भी टेंशन नहीं है, किसी भी चीज़ की टेंशन नहीं है।
देखिए, आप जो है पुलिस के पास पहुंच